Hey guys, and welcome to day 3 of goBILDA TV. Looks like we're live just a minute before we expected, but that's all good. How are you guys doing this morning?
Good.
Good.
Ready for the day.
Me too.
Yes.
So last night we did a little tiny bit of tweaking on the intake. I made it a little narrower so it fit kind of in the same size constraints. And we also made up this cool little electronics panel to work with our goBILDA transmitter to actually control the whole thing. So that should be ready to wire up pretty soon here. What are your guys' plans for today?
Well, I think first we're going to try and show off the intake because it does work now. That we figured, if you saw at the end of yesterday, like Ethan said, it didn't really fit very well. It was much too wide. So we figured you had to sit through us fumbling with the intake all day yesterday, so we just figured we'd fumble with it for an hour off stream and get it to fit. But we're going to try and show that off first, and then probably try and wire that up. We've got a 3D printed jig for our little transfer plate to drill the holes. So once that plate's done, we'll try and get that transfer plate in there, and hopefully by that time we'll be ready to cycle.
Yeah, it's an ambitious goal, but I suppose it's our last day, so we better be.
Yeah.
If we have time somewhere in there, it'd be fun to work on this wobble goal mechanism, but we may not get the chance to. More of a fun proof of concept than anything. All right. I suppose you want to demo that intake?
Yes. You want to switch cameras for us?
For sure.
So we're going a little bit closer. And we'll get that ramp held right up in there. Yeah. Oh, that's one of those even went in.
It even pulls it from the side a little bit too. Oh,
Yeah. Another thing we need to do
take a little
is
tweaking, but
put some angles in there, maybe to guide a little bit better, but
yeah.
it works very well. So, yeah, and here we can go a little bit more up close of how that works, since we didn't get a great shot yesterday. Pan that camera up a little bit. Yeah, somebody suggested in the chat to use a bottom roller of disc wheels, and this worked very well, and they're mounted as low as you can on pattern basically, with these pillow blocks and some beams down here. But those sit about 4 mil from the ground, I think. And then if you saw yesterday, we've had this same sort of top roller design with the two gecko rollers and the 312 RPM yellow jacket in the middle. But yeah, that bottom roller really does wonders. It'll just pick that ring right up off the ground, and this top roller up here will squish against the plate and just carry that ring right up into our shooter.
So that plate's honestly kind of the last missing piece we need before we can start working on a whole lot else.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I suppose you want to try to work on getting it wired up?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, move some of this stuff out of the way.
Let's see. I'm gonna open chat questions.
I don't think there has been really so far, so definitely let us know if there are any questions you guys have about the intake or whatever, and we will get on those.
So we talked about moving this back. Do we want to do that first before we wire? Or do you think it's going to work?
I think it'll work okay. It would be nice to have it all fit, because right now, you can probably see on the camera that intake sticks out quite a bit from 18 inches. So we can move everything on that back a good 24 mil and just get everything to fit really quick. I mean, it won't be really quick, but we can, and it might even work a little bit better with transfers. So what do you guys think? Is it worth it?
Probably. I think so.
Yeah.
It's not going to take us that long. We just power right through it. We'll get it done, and then we'll be ready to go. So.
All right.
Good.
Let's
It's it was muted.
Oops. Well, now you can hear him.
Yeah.
So we need some tools, and
Yeah, what do you need?
I need the works.
3mm driver.
Probably need this ball and 3mm driver. Might
Yeah.
help.
And 2mm there. 2.5.
Sweet.
Flamingo Waffle says, James, did your mom help you tie your shoes today, or did you do it by yourself this time? I'm really glad you asked because I did it by myself this time. Very proud of myself for that one. Thanks for the question.
I'm gonna go plug this battery in. I'll be right back.
For your bare motor, do you have a hub over the printed adapter, or is that 8mm or 12mm Rex pattern? Can you list the parts for the supported bearing that was added to the top support? I want to order all the right pieces. Yeah, so there is a 12 Rex hyper hub over the printed adapter, and that adapter is the 17-tooth pinion to that 12 Rex profile. That's worked pretty well on such a low load application.
It's just important to make sure that you support the other end.
Yes,
of
because
whatever you mount there, because it's rotationally it's plenty strong, but you get a little bit of not super strong from a side load perspective.
Yep, because you only got one bearing in the motor at that point.
Correct.
And yeah, it's 12 Rex. Could you list parts for the supported bearing that was added to the top support? It's pretty simple. Maybe we can turn it around in a bit and show you, but it's a one post 6mm clamping mount with a standoff in it, and then there's just a 14mm bearing in the round bore pulley there.
We'll definitely put together like a product insight and show that off when we get to release that file. We really do want to do some testing on PLA and make sure that it's still fine with some more commonplace materials. And once we get that done and make sure it all works really well, we'll release that and with some instructions on how you would support the other end. And this kind of all is a more temporary solution as we're working on a really kind of nice finished part to be able to release that will let you do that.
Ethan will not be included in the supermassive bundle. You need to pay a little bit more for that. Unfortunately. Stop trying to buy Ethan, please. He's needed here.
Yeah, that would be hard. I like it here in Kansas. That's kind of exciting. You never know when a tornado is going to come. I'm going to talk a little bit about this electronics panel. Let's see here. I'll switch you. Perfect. So it is using some of the RoboClaw connectors that we sell on goBILDA and Servo City. They are generally 2-channel motor controllers. You can see one right there. See a couple of them. So we need 6 channels of motor. We have 7 motors, and we can run the intake on 1 channel. So because they need to run in all at the same time, pretty much, that will be really nice. We've also got some kind of prototype boards we made up quick to do the mixing for mecanums and to split off and do kind of one XT30 input for multiple outputs. And then we just have a goBILDA transmitter's receiver, an Element 6 receiver in there. So that will give us all the ability to control all the motors. We've just got a Y harness for our intake. Because these motor controllers can handle like 30 amps continuously per channel, we can run 2 per channel, really no problem. Whereas you might not want to do that really within a rev controller or something like that. For an intake, it'd probably be fine, but something like a lift or a drivetrain, I'd be more worried about. Gymnast544 asked if these motor controllers are going to give more power to the motors than if you used a rev expansion hub. Luke, what do you think? You're probably the best answer.
No, so they're going to put out a max of whatever your battery voltage is, which should be the same as a rev hub, and then essentially where you potentially could get more power is in the current. But if you're only running 1 motor per channel, you'd be able to stall it just like you would on the rev hub, and you'd be identical. Where you're going to gain some more power is if, on the intake were to be stalled and those two motors on the one channel were stalled, then you might get a little bit more torque that way. So that's one way it could be. So on a drivetrain, no, it's going to be exactly identical. On the intake, only under a stall condition, which is going to be very unlikely and isn't going to do us any good. So.
And if you wired both those connectors to their own, both those motors to their own connector on the expansion hub, I think you'd be pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
The battery is really going to be the limiting factor.
It absolutely is, yes.
If we did plug like a 4S LiPo into this, we can get a lot more performance out of everything.
Yes.
Especially like driving while our shooter's spinning up or driving while our intake is running and under load. That's where we really would see the advantage of a higher current output battery. Something with a battery chemistry that's a little more suited for this. Yeah, the biggest reason we went with this over kind of a FTC control system is it's a lot easier for us to just throw together. We pretty much just we've got these male-to-male servo extenders, and they go between the pins on the receiver and the pins on the robo claws. And you can pretty much just power it on, and everything will run. It'll even power the receiver just off of the pins from the robo claws, so that's very nice. That reminds me, we probably want to get one of our, like a Y harness that we can plug a 6-volt battery into, just to make sure we don't overload any of the BECs on these robo claws with our servo. I don't think we will.
You won't. You'll be fine.
We're really not putting very much stress on it at all. If we were running this, we probably would, because I bet this pulls a good amount of current. But I think we probably won't start out with this. We may add that on later on. That'll probably honestly have to go on its own receiver because we're about out of channels. I think we're pretty much exactly out of channels with the way the servo sits right now. Mr. Cool says, can you make a mod 0.5 gears that are compatible with the Bear motor? I believe that the motor, I wouldn't bet a cheeseburger, but I'm pretty sure that the gears that are on, the pinions that are pressed on the Yellow Jackets are mod 0.5. So they're either a mod 0.5 17 tooth or a mod 0.5 11 tooth. Pretty darn sure that's right. So that's it. Let's see. Yeah, Redstoner 331. Rev does has that 0.8 mod pin-in, which would work pretty well with goBILDA gears overall, I think. Ashdew 11, whenever we use mechanics with the hyper hub, we're never able to get both the set of screws on the hub without taking the wheel off. Are you guys doing something different for that, or are we missing something? That is...
They do work. They have to be clocked properly.
Yes, so we'll switch over to this camera. The trick is for the 4 screws on the hyper to be kind of in line, I suppose you would say, with the 4 screws on the wheel. And you also will need to use a ball and hex key so that you can reach through and get to those 2 screws. You can see one right there.
There it is.
And you can see one on the other side. As long as you get that clocked right, so it looks like, as long as your mechanism works like this, it should work just fine. Looks like Kevin gave us a little more information on motor controllers. So that's nice in the chat.
Oh, you've got the pinion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mr. Cool says he knows the gear is mod 0.5, but I wanted to know if you guys are going to make a gear that would go directly on the Bear motor and fit in a rec shaft or something. So something that you could like mesh with that gear. That makes sense. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I hadn't really considered that. That's definitely something we could take a look at producing for the goBILDA ecosystem.
Oh, there wasn't a spacer on this. I see. Okay.
I suppose that, man, definitely make sure to update your expansion hub firmware because that can change motor characteristics a little bit. They fairly recently did a change that updated the PWM refresh rate, or the frequency of the power that's being sent to the motors.
That's
So
our
that may
charge.
actually increase your
Where-
performance some.
There's a motor that goes in there.
It's right here.
Oh, I gotcha. I'm blind.
Yeah, hard to see.
I think I'm gonna try to move that back.
Yeah.
At least get it,
Mhm.
the screws out of it.
It's so hard not to want to change that go rail to be as short as possible.
Yeah.
Now that we have the opportunity, but definitely a lot of work.
It's gonna be okay, Ethan.
Yeah. I almost don't want to put this back on because the rest of the robot is so short, and this is just like right at the 18-inch height limit. But maybe worth it.
How long on that jig, do you think?
That's a great question. Well, it looks like we're pretty solidly into the second layer here.
Okay.
There's 4 layers in total, I think. So we're just about. This says we're just over halfway done, 60%.
All right.
So we can likely even test it with the jig and make sure it works out size-wise,
True.
and then be able to get downstairs and bandsaw that plate.
We'll probably have to cut some off since we're moving it back.
Sure,
But yeah.
that should be
You put
possible.
it on the wrong side.
Did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
That's my bad.
I thought I did. for a
Andrew
second,
11,
too.
the real simpleton, is simply amazing. I agree. What's the stream delay? I think that's about right. 4 seconds feels reasonable. I don't think we have an increased delay. We have in the past, just because of our internet is not the most amazing here. But I think that we're right on as fast as Twitch lets us run. And Ashdew 11 asked what we're printing. We are 3D printing a jig for a ramp that goes up into our intake. So it'll just get the hole locations correct. So we can have that print, make sure it works,
Yeah.
and then cut our final piece of 4 mil thick plastic
Yeah. That one
out
got bent
on
a
just
little
like a
bit, I think.
bandsaw and a drill press.
The shaft?
Yeah, it's a tiny bit.
On a
bent.
robot, we might look
Is
at
that
something
gonna
like
be okay, or we
polycarbonate.
need to
That's a good
replace it?
option.
It'll
I
be
think we're going to
fine,
use
okay.
acetal here
Well, then I'm gonna
today,
tighten this
but
so that doesn't
any
move.
plastics like that, or you likely would be fine with a 3D print. The biggest reason we went with a printed jig for a plastic
And
part
then, I don't
is because
know,
the
we
full
doing lock
print would
nuts
take
up
about 3
there?
hours.
Yeah, there were.
And if we need to make any
Oh,
modifications, that's a lot harder than cutting a new piece of plastic.
Oh,
But
okay.
if we have a bunch of, if we had a week or something to make this, printing one would be
Needs to be a
perfectly
short
fine.
screw.
It's a little bit kind of,
There we go.
doesn't require as many power tools.
Oh, that's not long enough.
Not long enough.
So
No.
it seems to be printing pretty
long
nice
you got?
overall. Not
Very
my nicest
small.
print,
Okay.
but it'll work for a jig for sure. I suppose we can
You might hit the other
one's a
screw
little
there.
too
show that to you
Darn
guys
it.
if you really want to see it.
Let's do some math here. 8 should probably be fine.
You can't really see much
Mhm.
of the print, but can I see the back of my printer there?
And the messy table.
Yeah, kind of our spare parts table.
There we go.
Glitches asked, we'll use the Rev Hub or the wireless system you guys have for programming the robot. We actually won't need to do a whole lot of programming for this robot. The RoboClaws we're using have the ability to be programmed, so you could definitely go in and change. I actually grabbed some encoder cables, so if we want to run using encoder feedback on our shooter or our lift or something like that, we can do that on the RoboClaw itself. But we probably won't this this time, just run everything open loop and really easy. Gymnast 544 says goBILDA should be a Creality distributor. That's kind of a fun idea. We sold 3D printers.
It is kind of a fun idea.
Maybe sell like the Ender 3 V2. That'd be a good one.
Or we just make one out of goBILDA.
Yeah, a whole goBILDA 3D printer would be sweet. Yeah. I think if you're really looking at latency, you can actually go to the settings in your Twitch player and go to
for the intake
advanced and low latency mode.
A little bit there.
If that's on or off, that'll change some stuff.
We need the cutters.
Yeah.
Cutters?
Yeah, they were sitting here on the table.
I think Ethan had them.
Cutters.
Yes, right here.
Walking away with all our tools, Ethan.
Classic Ethan.
Hopefully that'll give us enough.
Yeah. No, we might have to put that through a different hole. Or well, no, that gives us enough. That's good.
Just to at least get it
Yeah.
started. Okay, pass me the screwdriver.
Yep. Just tell everybody to refresh.
I think there may have been some streaming issues for just a second, but you should be able to refresh and come back. I think that's working out pretty well over here.
3 to 6 seconds of latency in low latency mode. That's rough.
But like pretty fast for a stream.
Yeah.
It's really hard to stream snipe us in real life, so low latency doesn't help a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of stream sniping IRL either, so.
Yeah, that's a pretty frightening concept.
Agreed.
Yeah, 6 to 12 seconds is perfectly reasonable. It's always kind of difficult to have the back and forth discussion from video to chat like this.
Should be all we need, right? I can put this back now?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
You'll need to figure
Normal
out.
latency mode should definitely help out with some buffering on your end. Alright, looks like everything is right back.
I'm gonna grab myself another ball end remill driver here. That's a very tight mesh.
Too tight?
Yeah.
I'll just loosen these bad boys up. You want to loosen those too, and
Yeah.
just push it back. That probably didn't help at all, did it?
No.
Should be able to loosen it more here. Try now.
Yeah, that's
Much
better.
Much better. All right, put the wheels back on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pin up this wire so it's not in the way.
Make sure we got the wheel on right. Yeah. Yep. Just have to think for a minute.
Okay,
Sweet.
we did it. That didn't take long at all.
Yeah, now we gotta just constrain this.
Yep.
And how long we got on this print yet? Almost done, so pretty
Sweet.
soon here should be able to figure out our new length for that transfer plate and get it bolted up and hopefully ready to cycle. I mean, we'll see if the transfer actually works, but
Okay. Piece of cake.
it looks like we are not having the best luck with stream stability today, but hopefully we can get that fixed up pretty soon.
Are we getting whooped right now?
Well, refresh it on this computer and it's just not loading, so it's either internet issues here or,
Okay.
I mean, it's most likely that. We still...
All right, do we want to try it again here and see?
Yeah.
Definitely looks like it's too...
Oh my.
It's to be expected though, right?
Think so.
We need up and a little bit more angle.
Yeah. Well, what are we?
Because the front should be the same.
Yeah. Front should be the
So we
same.
need to go
Up.
basically up with a tiny bit more angle.
Yes.
So let's...
Alright, how's it looking over here?
Stream-wise?
Whatever, robot-wise.
Yeah, well, we're trying to work on,
That's probably enough.
yeah, getting that intake dialed in after we move it.
Have you talked about that last comment in the chat?
Which one?
The one about a RoboClaw video?
No, not yet.
Okay, I can. I figured I wouldn't answer a question twice. So Lance Larson mentioned doing a separate video about how we created our wiring hooked up to the remote control, non-FTC stuff. Beetleweight Combat Robotics is really huge in that kind of motor controller space. So yeah, we definitely can, or otherwise I can talk about it just pretty briefly right now. Basically, that transmitter and receiver outputs a PWM signal, which is the exact same thing you want to use with the servo. You can just plug a servo into the receiver and it'll work.
Yeah.
These motor controllers just take in that PWM input, so you just need pretty much a male-to-male servo extender.
Throw this in there.
You can plug both in, and it should work a lot of the
Yeah,
times.
we have two. Grab another ring.
So,
We got a ring
a whole video on like the
Okay,
basics of
maybe
robot
this
control is
doesn't
definitely
work.
something I'll write down and have. Hopefully we can do
The
that
plate just
fairly
goes over
soon.
the wheels. Well, unless we increase angle, but
Could we shorten it? These standoffs?
um,
How close is that to 3 rings?
it's pretty close. We might just have to move the shooter back again and just keep our same setup. That might be the best, actually. Yeah. Cool. I was wrong.
It could be shorter though. There's.
Yeah, it could be shorter.
It could be shorter because as long as you're above, if we're halfway up the 3rd ring,
Mm-hmm.
that would still be fine.
It's true.
Or do we want to just move the shooter back?
Let's just move the shooter back.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh well, that'll give us time for our jig to finish.
Is this halfway solid?
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Then at least our jig is the same.
yeah.
I think that's getting pretty close here.
Should be. All right. Well, once again. Yeah, we should have enough room, right? Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah, barely.
The only thing I think we can do is stop the stream and go live again in a 30-second delay.
He's got too many hands.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have people minute if they're having issues, and if people are still having issues in like 10 minutes, we'll stop the stream and try to get some stuff fixed. Let's just do that now.
Touch more.
Yeah. No, what are we hitting? Oh, it's literally just resistance from the wires.
Oh, hello? I think we have a friend.
What?
Hey guys, I've got a happy little friend for you here. Might come in useful.
Thank you.
Ah,
What a fun gift from Bob Ross.
thank you, mysterious Bob Ross figure.
Let's see what we've got here. It seems to be a way to run 8 Rex off a bare motor. That's really exciting.
Unheard of.
I know. Let's get a little bit more of a close-up. I've actually also been kind of imbued with some knowledge of this product just by holding it in the pure power of Bob Ross. So we'll be able to have something like this up late next week is our plan. It will allow you to run a 1702 series motor mount and an 8-rex bearing with an 8-rex output shaft. So you can run gears or pulleys or whatever right off the bare motor. So that will be really fun, and that should help a lot. So that's really exciting. Hopefully that will end up helping a lot of you guys, and likely as long as that goes to plan, we probably won't end up needing to release that 3D printed parts. So that's really exciting. I'm pumped about that. We can get
That's
kind of a
good.
steady close-up if you guys want to
No.
Should be
maybe
fine.
screenshot that or whatever. Whoop. There we go. So that will actually be, most likely, we'll end up having this as a product with the motor already attached and put on. But Bob Ross brought us this 8-rex motor output bare motor. So this will allow you to both have a really quick bearing supported bare motor. So you've got a bushing in the motor and then a bearing on the output shaft and run a gear or a pulley or whatever else. So most likely this will be this already pressed onto a motor that you can buy as a set. Let's see, so that should be really fun. Stealth X051. This is kind of a combination, really quick R&D. So we were able to get a prototype up in pretty fast with some manufacturing we had here in house, and then we'll be able to get something rolling really soon with some more permanent setups. So that it also does use some parts that we already have. So like the 1702 3201. We already have, and it has that 25 mil pattern. One thing to note, we'll show all this in product insight, of course, but that adapter has 4 holes on that pattern. 2 of them are 3 mil and 2 of them are 4 mil. So you'll want to make sure to use a 3 mil hole so everything's centered and nice. Glitches asks if we can expect longer shafts, different ratio, or anything else. This is just 1-to-1. So it's right off the bare motor. No adapters or gearboxes or ratios or anything. You'd have to do that separately. Stealth X051. I think we will be able to have this up by the end of next week. So very soon. It's definitely kind of been a rush for us, but that should mean fewer teams will have to do the 3D printed solution. That's a little more of a bodge than anything. So we'll likely still post that up. If you want that, shoot us an email to tech@goBILDA.com or shoot me a DM on Discord. I can send you the step file for sure, but this should be up soon enough that it shouldn't be an issue. Glitches, yeah, I don't know. Our auto mod just doesn't like you, I guess. Let's see here. So yeah, that should be really fun and exciting. How's that intake coming along?
Should be just about done, and then
Sweet.
we gotta redo our angles, and then
And we are 99% of the way printed on this this intake blank.
yeah, I calculated that we would also have to move the shooter after, so it would fit perfectly. So you can thank me for that one.
Perfect. There we go. Looks like we're done. So I'm gonna let my bed cool off just for a minute
That looks good there.
before I try to get this off. Since it's just a 1 mil plate, I don't want to
need
break
a
it
little
getting it
bit.
off.
A little more.
Yeah, maybe just lower the whole thing a little bit.
It looks like we do have a little bit more of a stream delay, at least for me. So that should help. Let us know if you're having more issues. If you are having more issues, we can stop the stream and try adding a longer delay on our end and restarting our modem and stuff like that. So if you have more issues, mention them in
Yeah,
the
a little
chat. We'll
more,
probably
and
wait
then
like 20
we'll
minutes or
angle
so and take action if we feel like we have to. Hopefully we won't, but you never know.
Good. And give it a little bit more, not that much. Well, yeah.
Oh, looks like it. Nice and satisfying.
That should be good.
Sweet.
Let's test it. wherever the battery went. There we go. And I think that side might need to be lowered a little bit. The
Beautiful.
contact isn't super even.
Oh yeah, it is not at all even.
Okay.
It looks like our intake blank is done running. It's definitely not my prettiest print, but I guess it should work.
Basically, the idea behind this is we just take this down to, it's actually slightly bigger, but we take this down to drill press, drill out those holes that are marked on there, and we wanted to keep with just the goBILDA and 3D print theme, but a full-size print of this at 4 mil thick was going to be like 3.5 hours, which was pretty much our entire stream. So we figured we'd cheat a little bit and use some acetyl, but we're still using pretty common tools to cut it, so shouldn't be too unachievable.
All right. Is there
Well-
anything else we need to do before we get that?
Yeah, I can.
Ready?
If you want to mark those holes where you want them, I can go down there and
Yeah.
get that finished up, and you guys can tweak the rest of this.
There, where's the Sharpie? Thank you.
And then about the curve, do you want that curve or?
Well, we'll probably want it a little bit more than this, but just very slightly, but I'll mark it on this side as well. So outside the line,
I
right?
think this is 100. Oh man,
Okay.
128 radius circle, and I think that the discs are 127.
Yes.
So it'll be very, very slightly.
Okay. I have a feeling we're going to
Bigger.
end up cutting that bigger to get it as close to the standoffs as we can.
Yes.
But we'll try that and see how it goes.
Sounds good to me.
So
All right, I'm gonna grab this 1 second to test actually, just to make sure that our spacing's good once again, after we changed all that. But
Stealth X051 asks if the 8-rex output presses on the pinion or directly on the bare shaft. It's pressed on a pinion. Likely that's something we'll do in-house, just because if that doesn't go on the pinion exactly straight, or it does take some doing. You have to take the encoder off and everything to get to it. So we'll just do that in-house for the majority of teams.
all right, I'm gonna test this real quick before we send it off to get cut.
I'll set that back up so you can kind of see it in the little corner there. Will you switch us over to the secondary view? Nice.
That should be very nice. Once we get that shield all cut up, I will pass that off to you.
Great.
Sick. All right.
The acetyl part, Stealth X051 asks. I'll let you explain that.
What?
What's the acetyl part for?
Oh, yeah, so our 3D printed jig here, you can see it. It is to set right here, if I can hold it up properly. It's just set in here. It'll screw to these standoffs, and basically it just provides an in-between between the bottom roller for the disc to compress on. So it'll get up the bottom roller, get onto the ramp, and then the top roller will compress it against this shield, and then it'll come up here, and then the idea is it'll fall down into the shooter with this arc, which does need to be bigger. But
Yeah. Oops.
yeah,
This should be fairly easy to kind of rapidly prototype.
that's the plan. Because right now, if you watch what happens if you don't have anything in there, it just sort of like it just sort of stays down in there. It doesn't really go anywhere. So yeah, it just poops it out kind of right below the shooter. So you really need some sort of ramp in there to adjust for that. And I can actually bolt this up as just a little demo right now too, while
Yeah.
we're waiting on
Do you need some
those
buttons?
to be cut. Yeah, buttons would be good, and we'll need them in a minute anyway.
I'll make them 12. Just 3, right?
Yeah. Did the wobble go mechanism get ditched, or is it just off the robot for ease of use?
Both.
Both. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to work on the bot without it on, but
If we have time today, we may work on that a little more and get it to the point where it is functioning. But we ended up using all 6 channels on our transmitter to run the robot without the wobble go mech. So the wobble go mech adds a lot of complexity. I don't know, I had trouble with that word.
Gonna move this standoff a little bit here.
Arvin Smith says Ethan's design keeps not making the bot. Yeah, that's accurate. Hey, this one is. Kind of.
In a way.
So, it's not. It's kind of my refinement of the design.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the recharge star / logo.
True. Except I didn't change that very much.
The other way around.
True. Oh yeah, true. Okay. Oh, I forgot I designed the original one. Whoops.
Yeah, you like sent me a piece of paper and you were like, "This is a good logo." I was like, "Yeah." Cool.
That's the idea here.
Yeah, that looks pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean,
I wish it was yellow.
that would be cool. Also,
Whew.
wow, that is
Definitely off.
definitely wrong. But that's the idea.
Yep.
And a little bit short too, but
Mm.
that should be fine. I mean, I don't think the ring can really get caught.
I suppose we can run the intake and see how it runs.
Yeah, it's very flimsy, so we'll see.
If we break it, we break it.
True. It works. Yeah. Like that's,
Yeah.
even with the buttons on there,
Oh yeah, I was worried about this.
sometimes it can get stuck between the bottom roller and the top rear roller. Like you kind of just have to like drive forward a little, and it'll usually fix itself. And that happens too. But yeah, maybe we just throw like something on top of those to keep that from happening. That would be good.
The real simpleton asks what we use in the channel to do wire management. I think Josh actually just put a link in the chat. But it's this 2911-0014-0001. It's a plastic grommet that just sits in those 14 mil holes. And makes it so you don't cut up your wires on the sharper edges of the goBILDA channel. All right, looks like you got maybe a guard
4,
there.
5, 6. Yeah, I need a 6-hole channel. I don't know if we've got any back here.
That's pretty new, so we may actually have to have Josh go pull one from the warehouse.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. I'll grab some
Sweet,
standoffs
thank you.
though.
Bits Bytes Gaming, good thing you used roundabout for the stall condition. That was just the intake. So the intake is all plastic chain. The bottom roller is powered from this motor right here. It's this motor in this bevel box. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. So it's this plastic chain running down to the bottom roller. Then the top roller is over here. The top roller is, I guess. So there's a motor in this channel here that runs a plastic, or a 14-tooth sprocket that runs both the drive rollers. So we didn't, the 19.2 to 1s have so much torque that they'll just slip those roundabouts pretty easy. On the bare motor, it's pretty solid, but yeah, because you just don't have enough torque. Let's see here. Rubber grommets. The rubber grommets are also very reasonable and kind of fine. Do you need this channel for anything?
I do not.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, the grommets are really nice. So this is a rubber grommet. It's I don't like it quite as
Thank
much.
you.
It's a little harder to work with, but it is nicer once you have it installed, I think.
Nice thing about that top channel is you can just do this to work on it.
Justin asks what the beveled motor is for. It's for the bottom roller of the intake. In an ideal world, you would run it off the same motor as the top roller, but it's hard, and we were only going to use 6 motors if we did that, so
Yeah.
this is perfectly reasonable.
Simpler and faster for our purposes at the moment.
That's a rubber grommet. So it's a little smaller in one direction, I think.
Actually, you know what I might do? I might do that. That looks cool.
Lance Larson says we have a new scoring website, which seems really exciting. So let's see. That's neat. So it's a website. It has instructions on how to install it. Solid. Okay. Yeah, definitely send a link and we'll get one installed on probably just my phone and use it to score some matches. If we were to 3D print the ramp, how thick would we make it?
Well,
4 is kind of my knee-jerk reaction.
yeah, 4 mil ideally. I mean, you would probably want with the acetyl ramp. We're not going to be running like a bottom like screw for support. It's just going to be resting on some beams, which I think is fine. For a 3D print, you might want like a screwed-in support down there, but 4 mil, like even PLA, is usually pretty solid at a higher infill.
Hey Josh, can you find that link and post in the chat? Thank you. I actually 3D printed these electronics mounting plates to make the RoboClaws on goBILDA pattern, and when I did it, I added these rims around the edges, which helps improve rigidity a lot. So if I was going to make one of those that was all 3D printed, I might do 6 thick and put the ridges on the bottom. That would probably be a pretty solid way to do it. Redfish Robotics mentions if you split the grommets in half, you can install them on wires that are already in channel.
Right.
That's a good idea.
I think we definitely just need to cut that completely down to where the standoffs are,
I think you're probably right.
because we tested it with this and it just didn't really work.
Yeah, so
Like,
looks like our
Yeah,
blank was not very good there. Oops.
holes aren't all that accurate either.
well,
These two are fine. It's this one on this side is.
weird. Yeah, those two are fine. Oh wow, yeah, that one's just too low.
I can slot it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna screw this in and get another arc in there, more
Okay.
accurate one. Yeah, if you
And
slot that hole.
Once
it
this
should be
is
just
done, we can
fine.
pretty much
With the
wire it
button
up
head,
and
it'll
be ready to
be,
cycle. In theory.
Well, we have to wire it.
Yeah. Arvan Smith asked if I designed the ramp piece that didn't fit. I guess so.
I also did, but
Yeah, we kind of based it off of the diameter of a ring. So I based it off a drawing that was on that plate, and we printed it out and then used that radius instead of the one. So this is a more accurate one that should be a lot better.
freehand the rest.
Don't do that. No. We already got silver Sharpie on our ring.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Excellent marker.
It's true. That does. I don't know if that works on a porous surface though.
I just tested on that. It's mostly flush. It's got a little bit of editing to do, but I think if you did it with some water.
Okay, so water and expo marker. That would be good because this is not our field.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Maybe a dry erase marker would have been better for
Yeah.
an ideal world.
Is there like a wacky trick for getting Sharpie off acetyl like there is with Lexan?
It's a pretty smooth surface.
True.
Do we have one?
I have one somewhere.
You want to go find one for us?
Wait. Where did the Sharpie cap go?
Still, Justin says, I just realized this build packaging really only works with the Strifer chassis. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
It would be a little tough to fit in a new Strifer because it'll be 24 mil narrower, but I think you could definitely make it work. You could also countersink some screws on your mecanums and switch over to a 9 mil. Okay.
That works really well.
Cool.
I just need to
Yeah.
cut this and then I'll be back.
Cool.
Sweet. I'd say just go like way outside on that. Get as close as you can.
I will.
Yeah.
Nope, you're right. Trash Panda 950. That is totally right. So new Strifer runs 8 Rex, miter gears, 19.2 to 1 gear motors, and 8 whole cross beams just to fit in the box a little more comfortably. That's kind of the long and short of it. It'll be here like this week, I think, is the hope. So this is what we're actually running. We have 9 whole channels in this guy, but it's very, very similar to a new Strifer, a V2. Yeah. We'll also have a list of all the parts that are new to the Strifer V2. So if you want to upgrade your V1 to a V2, you should be able to just jump on the website, see all the parts really easy, and add them to your cart. We also did a video on first updates now. We did a live stream on converting your Strifer chassis to 8mm Rex and miter gears. So that's a great one to check out. And watch along if you're doing that build live. Lance Larson mentioned one that they printed out of flexible PLA. If you DM that link to, or if you whisper that link to goBILDA TV, Josh should be able to paste that into the chat there for you. The Ashdew asked if the ramp works. Let's see.
It works asterisk.
Yes, it needs some modification. A big reason they went with that over this printed version, or really thick printed version, is that we could modify it much more easily than we can a printed version that had carbon fiber, because that is scary. Detroit Mentor mentioned dry erase markers. I think Josh is not on a mic, but he suggested that, and it seems to work really well when we tested it out just a minute ago. Arvin Smith, I'm not sure which part you're talking about, but if you're talking about the 8 Rex output for the bare motor, we will be selling it. Hairspray can work too for removing the Sharpie marks from stuff. That makes sense. Be a good option as well.
Oh man, I gotta go grab hurricane nuts too.
Oh yes. All right. Is there anything we can do to help out?
Wiring.
Wiring. The most exciting part of FTC. Do we want to plug everything in, make sure everything works on this board first?
Yes.
Okay. So.
Absolutely.
All right, there's some method to my madness with the wire color coding. What's that resting on? Hey, that's pretty good. Okay. So, red, right back. Okay, so red, black means right back. So, right back on this board is wired from right back. So the last one right here, it's wired to this wire right here. So we'll plug that in like so.
Is there a timeline for the 8mm Rex gearbox?
It's actually the 8mm Rex product we showed off is not a gearbox or anything. It's just basically presses onto the pinion on the motor shaft. So, it will be out, if that's what you're talking about, it will be available for sale by late next week, is our best guess. It's possible it'll be before, possible it'll be a little after, but yeah. And if you still want to do the 3D printed solution, that can work as well. Just shoot me a DM on Discord or shoot me an email to ethan@goBILDA.com, and I can send you a step file for that to print out. We also need. Where is the? Here, no?
What are you looking for? This is the intake.
There is the. Here we go. Okay. This last Mecanum drive motor. Cool. Okay. So then, what's the 6th channel? Okay, so let's put shooter on 6 and intake on 3.
I don't know where 3 is, but yeah.
This guy.
Okay.
It's not the greatest, but it may work. So which one is intake?
It's the one with the XT30 on it. So it's that little guy down there.
Is there a bullet extension over there? I'll probably go grab one, and then this is the shooter.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, sweet.
Here you go.
Thought I had one over here.
I got a battery for you too.
Cool.
You need it.
Yes.
And after you're done with that, I'm gonna put these as guards for the intake up there. Mount to go around.
Couldn't remember which hole we needed slotted, so I wanted to come back up and.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the wrong.
It's the lower
lead.
top one, but orientation, yeah.
That one?
I believe so. Yes.
And which way does it need to go?
Down, towards the flat side. Or no, up.
You sure?
We should check.
Okay, so my forward, backwards. Oh. All right, I mean, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And then test the shooter. Nope. That should be running on channel 6. Let's see here. I think that should work. Now let's put it into channel 5 and see if it works there.
On the receiver, you want 5?
Sure.
Or do you want to just try this channel?
So I need to switch the. Oh, it's possible that that RoboClaw is programmed for the wrong thing. So I'll plug it into the computer quick and see what that's for. But
Okay.
I suppose now we'll just unplug everything now that we know that needs to work, and then you guys we can figure out a more permanent wiring solution.
Yeah.
But we know that almost everything works.
Nice.
Why am I a fool? Is there a timeline for the new 8-Rex gearbox?
We already answered that.
Oh, yes, we did.
Let's go up.
Yeah.
That's Sharpie.
Yeah. You want to test that arc? I mean, this is as much as we can go, but I just want to see. Ooh, that's tight.
What we could do is we could move this as well.
That's true, but we're
Well,
going to be
maybe
getting into the
not.
shooter. So.
We can move the standoffs down.
Mm-hmm.
We
That's
could also
very
cut these
close.
off too. These won't really need to be.
Yeah, it's mostly this area that's tight.
Well, I can make it bigger.
Yeah.
We need to cut a little bit extra,
Yeah.
you know, out of kind of that area.
Sounds like we'll have lunch in about 20 minutes.
Sweet.
What are we having today?
I don't know.
It's just going to
Surprise.
show up. All right, I'll be back.
Okay.
Sounds like mimosa.
I don't know what that is.
I think that's the.
That's the.
Yeah.
Mesa?
Oh, mesa. Yeah, sure, whatever that is.
Oh, my black Sharpie's gone.
It's the. I wonder what we're getting. Anyway. Yeah, that's good. Seems like that, we might, but
There we go.
anyway. Yeah. It's honestly, it's hard to go wrong there. I feel like I really like it.
Oh yeah, it's good food.
It's like 2 meals worth of food, which is wonderful.
I just like can get $6 chicken fried rice.
Mm.
Yeah, if you want to get like chicken hibachi, that's like
That's what I get.
meals right there.
Yeah, it's like supper and lunch.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. Well, for a robot in 3 days, it's more like 1 meal. You'll still be hungry.
All right, I'm cheating with GoRail because I took our pattern spacer we were clamping on, and I marked it for angle. Obviously, I don't want to lose that angle, but I'm just gonna take some like 4. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna take some of these and just slide them in there for our little guards instead of using hurricane nuts. It should be nice.
Yeah, our roboclaw issue was that it was set to packet serial and not RC.
Oh, yeah.
We probably like factory reset it at some point. My other problem though is that I have the wrong bullet on this adapter.
Oh.
I've got male terminal female housing and I need female terminal male housing. Is that right? Yeah.
I don't know.
I have the wrong one. I don't care which one it is. Anyway, so I'm gonna leave you and I'm gonna go find the right one. I'll be right back.
Cool.
Abandoned
No. Here, I guess I can show you the. Or wait, we were already on that camera. Yes, we're fighting the. Yes. All right, what I'm doing. So when the sometimes when we were testing the intake, it would come up here, get stuck in here. I'm just taking some of these, bolting them right here as just a little guard so that can't happen. But we still have contact on that side. Maybe a little better view of that. Just bolt these little shields right to the go tube there. Cover the top of the wheels. I need 8 mils for that. And I need shorter screws.
All right.
Got some 6 mils here.
Nice to have some chairs over here.
Yeah. I think I've got one on the table, so I should be good. Only 2. I'll have to search for some.
Do we have a new version?
Looks like we do.
Exciting.
We need to dig through here to get find some 6 mil screws. Ah, there we go.
All our FTC viewers will be happy to know the Luke wore
May end
safety
up doing
glasses.
Alrighty. Got a little carried away.
It
That should be plenty.
just has to work. Well, it looks like we're about an hour and 15 minutes in. Seems like we made a lot of progress.
Yeah.
Things move faster when I'm here.
I guess so. We can build that up in there.
That's right. Alright, beautiful.
It's gonna be nice.
Yeah. I have to file down that button head a little bit, but we'll see if it works.
I would be surprised if it didn't.
Yeah. We have to find our intake wires back too. Test, but ooh, yeah. I like that. Let's see. Which is our intake wires? I think it was
It's these, yeah.
These. Because this is the
I
extender.
think so, yeah.
Alright. That battery.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Alright, moment of truth. Oh,
That's depressing.
yeah.
Hey, that works, but
It flips him over every time.
what? It works, but not in the way we hope.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Maybe we have to slow that down a little bit.
Well, we can at least shoot two. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Do you want to just hook it up to this and try it?
Yeah.
Well, we can slow it down.
True. I don't really want to try and put a 26-1 or something in there.
Yeah, we can slow it down in code. Would be really easy.
I want to add this other shield real quick too,
All right.
just to make sure we're not like. Where did that other 6mm I had go?
As soon as it gets out of the wheels, something.
Yeah, sealing would really help.
I was thinking if you did round belt pulleys and had 2 round belts.
That'd be really great.
Yeah. That would work really well. Yeah.
Take apart the intake.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Not that much. You could just snake that shaft out of there and get those wheels out. It wouldn't be that bad.
That'd be pretty bad.
I feel like if it's slower, it'll work a lot better. But we can try a roof as well. Probably that won't be super difficult. Okay.
All right. Do you want to run it on this and try the slower?
Yeah.
Okay. You should be able to plug it into that channel.
Yes. Can we plug the shooter in too?
For sure.
Okay.
That's really slow.
Pretty sure a roof would mitigate that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, plug in the shooter.
All right.
That'd be this channel right here.
Okay. Don't know which one. Is it blue?
It should be not marked.
Okay. This one's not marked.
That's the shooter, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think it's backwards is the right direction. Ironically.
We have the servo hooked up? Probably not.
That's the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Actually. We don't have the servo hooked up, I don't think.
Yeah, if you can just plug the servo into that. We may need an extender.
We definitely need an extension, yeah.
Okay, well, let me go find one real fast.
Okay. It just kind of works.
Kind of works.
Alright, not sure if you'll need a... Did you just get it?
It does. It flips over every time, though. That's hilarious.
It's not the longest extender ever, but...
I think it'll be adequate.
Then you should be able to plug into channel 5 for that one.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, works.
Wonderful.
Let's try and do a cycle.
Channel 6, that dial is your shooter speed. Hey!
It almost made it in the goal, too.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Arvin Smith has no faith in me. I did came back to the right part. Yeah, let's try. Oh.
I feel like if we
Just
cut
shoot it,
the
see what
side
happens.
things off.
I think these need to go
Yeah.
for sure. I think that will help some. Because that's sitting on that.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. That's pretty much a robot.
This work.
Love that sound.
Yeah.
It's a great sound.
Great.
One thing we can do is if the 0 position will be wherever we leave those two knobs. So if we leave 0 all the way, if we leave 6 all the way to one side, turning it on will only be able to spin one direction.
Ah.
Same way with channel 3. If we leave it down while we turn everything on, then we won't be able to run it backwards. We'll just have that whole stick's worth of variability.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Field testing. I think we just have to wire it up.
Yeah, I'm going to go tweak this guy a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you guys do some more wiring.
All
I
right.
might try and put a roof on there real quick too.
See you, Justin. Have good luck in your class. I don't know what you say to people who are going to class.
May
Try not
God
to fail
have mercy
today.
on your soul.
All right. We can unplug this. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And then battery.
Somewhere. Yeah. Kind of up in there.
Yeah.
They're kind of almost press fit into channel.
Oh, that's kind of sick. We can just zip tie it there, honestly.
Yeah, that's not bad. So if I put some dual blocks there, just kind of support it by the bottom at least for now. I did think about that. It's definitely an uglier robot there.
Yeah. I
But-
don't like that.
Kind of like that. That feels not bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad, at least. That's not bad.
No.
Is that the best?
No. It's not bad.
That's not bad. Is it the best option we have right now?
Probably.
Okay. So, okay. I'll do a couple of those of your favorite part, I assume.
Hmm?
What is your favorite goBILDA part?
Oh. I really, really like those.
You're like the only person I see that really uses them very much.
I use them constantly, all the time. I can't get enough.
I really don't use them very much. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, they're big, but they're like, just that specific use case for them is just like perfect.
I'm always surprised that they're an outside of channel part. I feel like in my heart they should be an inside of channel part.
Yeah.
But they work great as an outside of channel part.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to pop out that motor.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to, I guess.
I do want to leave a little bit more room than just the top of this for the roof. Maybe just use a pattern plate or something.
We have a new version of that plate. Nice. Not a new version, I guess, just another modification.
Yeah.
Try not to get in your guys' way too much.
Just thinking for a roof just like this.
It'd be easy to put on there
Yeah.
just to try it.
Mm-hmm. Need a little bit more to get it. I need a little bit higher, but
Steel grid plate,
Perfect.
it'll be off pattern, but
I like that. Yeah. Then I'll grab
A couple of button heads,
button heads and a threaded plate.
5-hole threaded plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grab like 3 more button heads, or
How
yeah,
long?
two more. 8.
I'm so not used to wearing a hat that I constantly hit my hat on things. All the time.
Yeah. No, I don't want that there.
Need some help.
Yeah. I got them started.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Would it help if we took these out?
Yeah. There we go. Alright, got that in there. These beams on just as a little bit of insurance. These shouldn't catch, I don't think. They might need to be angled differently
I
though.
think we may need to bend that plate up just a tiny bit, but I
Yeah.
think it's going to be really close.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Nice.
I think this shirt might be one of my favorite first merch investments. Where are my glasses?
That's way
It's a little
close.
hot for the hoodie, and my goBILDA shirts are all dirty.
Would
So
a 1x7
Champs 2020?
be better? I know it's on there now, but
Yeah.
space it out.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Champs 2020.
I like that shirt a lot.
It was, they were having clearance because they never sold them, you know? Because there was no Champs. So they're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I'm sure I spent more on shipping than the shirt, but I was like, is it worth the joke, you know? I think so.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Should have bought the whole collection and sold them for profit later on.
This one is stripped.
Yeah, it's not the greatest.
Yeah.
I know I had a better one around here somewhere.
2.5. That's just a straight.
Yeah, ball ends on 2.5 are not my favorite. Oh, I just had one this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll. I dropped it. 12.
12. Here. I'm just gonna put this on first.
Moment of truth. Oh no. Oh no.
What?
I threw a 10 mil screw in the 8-hole bin, or 8 mil screw bin.
Uh-oh.
Well, somebody's gonna have a fun surprise, I guess.
I'm telling Coach.
Oh.
Alright, now can I ring... bend that up a little bit.
Oof.
That's
Did it
fine.
even fit?
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, there's not many places for it to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's give it a go and try it.
Where'd that battery go?
On the back of the robot.
Oh, right. The connector's in the wheel, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should still be...
Cool. Good start.
Ish.
Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't... Try going full speed, actually. Shoot some off. That part works really well.
Yeah. Maybe we'll be able to kind of shake the robot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like the problem is more that... I don't know.
Yeah, that's...
If we had issues with that, we would do like a servo with an arm that would just kick the thing into place.
Yeah.
Optic Connect wants to know what you're up to these days, Jacob.
Oh, right now I'm making a robot at Robot Zone LLC. No, I am just taking online gen eds at a community college, so yeah, just trying to get those out of the way for cheap.
Makes sense. Yeah, he drove down here Sunday. I think he's leaving tomorrow, back to Iowa.
Yep.
From one corn state to another. I honestly don't know that much about Kansas.
I think they call it the wheat state.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess there's more wheat here.
I'm pretty sure.
I think Iowa just has like the most corn or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't it also have the most chickens?
Yeah, but Nebraska has the
I think it's
best.
the most pigs. Or
Oh, and I think it's also the most pigs. We have the most of a lot of things in Iowa, including loneliness. No, your receiver or transmitter's not on.
something. Right.
Hey,
Kind of almost is working at full speed.
I think it needs to be the round belts. It's a little bit more complicated, but
yeah.
or just those side. Like this is pretty tight still.
That is pretty tight.
Maybe we just try taking this off for a minute and see like if
Okay.
it'll propel it far enough to get it like to set in.
We don't really need to intake with the shooter on.
Yeah.
That's definitely something we can sacrifice for today. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, I just gotta take those button heads off down there.
I would kind of disagree with that personally, but whatever you guys think is best.
Try it quick maybe and just see.
Yeah,
Should be
it's
just
like
4
it's,
screws.
it's 2 bolts actually. It's just
You could just take the 4 screws that hold that center low side U channel on.
yeah.
You're just
Or
taking the, you want
or
to take
just
the whole
these-
shooter off?
These two. No,
Or
just
just the
Yeah,
top?
just those two is probably
yeah,
easiest.
just those two.
I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Probably be easier to just take these off.
Yeah, but then we don't have this still, so it can
You
just
want okay.
flop over.
I think that being able to shoot while you're or intake while you're spun up is a huge thing if for a competitive robot, but
I feel like it's not too big of a deal, like for now, for early
Yeah.
on,
yeah.
because it's like you're gonna be going around intaking, and then while you're driving to your shooting spot, you can, like once you start you can spin up while you're getting to your shooting spot, but like if you're starting to do like goal tracking and crazy stuff like that, then yeah, you'll want to be able to just have your flywheel spinning up basically at all times.
Huh?
That sure works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm. Well,
That's the downside.
if we
but
put sidewalls,
That's what we just.
well, if we just put sidewalls and then not have the back one,
What if we just moved this one hole down on those? Now,
we've got the room. Yeah.
then then you're not gonna get all this caught there. You're not trying to. You got more of a slot there.
Yes, I agree. Let's do it.
Then that allows you to get your top and your front all back in there.
Big agree.
the real simple one asks if it's possible to make a dynamic angle shooter with your setup.
Yes. In short,
Sure.
Yeah.
you'd have to have a set angle for loading
Sure.
for this in specific, but
Yeah, I mean it
Oh,
it
can that
wouldn't
go
be
down
too
one hole?
difficult.
with the servo there.
Oh man.
Maybe with a button head if we move the servo out of there.
Yeah.
That one can't really move either, or that one.
No. Well, we'd have to move the square nuts, and I mean for that's not a big deal.
TWCA 16091 says your robot's considered controlling if it's the ring if it's in the air, which definitely makes sense, follows previous rules. So if you intake one while you're shooting one, you could risk controlling 4 rings at the same time. That makes sense. I think it's kind of more of a, you may
Just to
want to
test,
spin
we
up
could
your
just do it
flywheel
with
as
2.
you're
Yeah.
intaking. Especially if you have a flywheel with a lot of mass.
Call it good.
So one thing we talked about is maybe using like one of our base plates, because those are pretty heavy, as a rotational flywheel.
Yeah, test it with 2 there.
The plate's a little cattywampus too.
Yeah, the rapid fire
Yeah.
is really nice.
Okay. kinda actually works.
We're gonna force it.
I'm surprised.
It's gonna be a little sketch.
We probably have about an hour and 40 minutes. Looks like, or an hour and 20 minutes, excuse me, before we better start our kind of breakdown and everything like that. So hopefully
boy.
we'll have it running in time.
And then we could probably leave that one
Flame.
for now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like dropping $600.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I think that should be 3 on the tool drop. Maybe run it a little slower.
Well, without this, it's not really. We're not gonna be able to tell if it's any better anyway.
That's really good.
Yeah. Let's see if the shooting still works. That zero position just needs change.
Yep, that's not gonna work.
Hmm.
It doesn't allow it.
It just needs to be programmed back further. That's it.
Okay.
Isn't it on top of the hub there?
Not really. I mean, a little.
Try it. Doesn't your switch go the other way?
Yep.
Yeah, it gets on top of the hub.
Okay, so that's not gonna work.
Stink.
Well, we could just. Well, no, we can't really move the servo, huh?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, not really.
What if we just put another standoff on this so that it just was. Well, no, that wouldn't work.
Flaming Waffle says good afternoon to everyone except James. Crumb more like dumb wrecked.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Ouch.
Oh, you didn't have to. You didn't say hi. No.
Well, that's clearly not gonna work. We probably need to put it back.
Good afternoon again to everyone except James. This is a multiple, like, this happened on multiple occasions.
Oh, geez.
Ooh.
Planned attack.
Kids are ruthless.
Also, why are they calling you James?
I don't really know. Sometimes my professor misnames me as James.
Okay. I get that.
That's my only guess.
Flaming Waffle says what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, James.
I appreciate that. You trying to build me up.
Yeah. It's an interesting way to do it, but alright.
Valid way.
Okay.
Yeah, so honestly, let's just move that up one.
That's exactly what my next thought was.
Yeah.
Go move the other end.
A lot of moving stuff today.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of moving stuff.
Excuse me.
Probably just move that middle one, right?
Yeah.
Move that up one. Go with that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's about the sweet spot. Nope.
Does the ring fit between the outer screws on the plate?
Uh,
Or is that a little narrow?
it doesn't. So that clearly is not helping our situation there.
I was wondering if it did clear, then you could probably put like some spacers on there with another set of screws and use that to help come center it.
Yeah.
It looks like what's happening is it's just getting slightly to the side.
I feel like maybe just some beams off the intake would really help with that too, just off the bottom rail.
That's a good idea.
Then we can probably crank up the speed to full and it'll just hit the backboard at a decent speed.
What RPM speed is the motor that drives your intake?
312. It's a 19.2.
Mm-hmm. And then the flywheel is 1-to-1 off the bare motor?
Not 1-to-1.
Oh, you're right.
1.06 to 1.
1.06. It's running a 32 mil print or round belt pulley to a 38 mil.
34.
34.
So
32
it's
to
like-
34.
Assuming like the goBILDA bare motor specs, it is 5,680 RPM.
Okay. Very close. I think the biggest reason to go to that bigger size was probably the tension on that round belt.
Mm-hmm.
But
And it gets us a little bit more safe for shooting distance.
yeah.
It was.
So that is a nice thing. You can pretty much just 3D print those little round belt pulleys. Looks like
Mhm.
Luke's attaching the back plate back on.
Should we give that a try?
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's going pretty good. Just refining the intake right now.
Go a little bit slower. Yeah.
I bet you can get that to fall if jerking the robot around a little bit. Alright, maybe not.
It just needs walls, man.
It really does. Yeah.
Yeah, let's try them.
Put a couple of beams on there really fast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a flywheel. I was like, that's a funky sound.
Yeah, it was going backwards.
A piece of Lexan that's curved, which that could definitely work too. If we had a little more time to work on it and some Lexan here, that'd be a really good way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, RI3D is an inappropriate word. Oops.
Weird.
Yeah. You can always say robot in 14 hours if you want to be a little more accurate. Hardest thing about the approach is that you might need another set of wheels to push the disc in far
Does
enough.
that feel too?
Yeah, that would definitely help.
Oh.
Do we even need them on the other side?
Honestly, maybe not.
Let's just give it a shot.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Never mind.
But that's promising.
Mm-hmm.
One big thing about developing FTC intakes that I think we've all learned throughout the years is you really want to constrain and make it so the only place that element can go in your robot is where you want it to go.
Yeah.
Especially because the ramifications for not doing that are pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
If that gets stuck somewhere in your intake, all of a sudden you're down on possession limit.
It's just a bit too tight. Yeah.
You need these to be back just a tiny, tiny bit.
Yeah.
Maybe a little faster would help.
That's full speed.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely needs full speed at least.
Delightful.
Interesting.
How?
Appliance intake motor 3.7 to 1.
Yeah, how?
I don't want to tear up that ring too much, but there. Okay.
That's kind of impressive.
I just want to see. Oh, that screw's so bent.
Replace it.
Yeah,
Actually, it's probably the end of the beam,
true.
and that's really tight.
I just want to see what happens if there's no top.
Speedy motor time. That might work.
Nope.
Aw.
Yeah, it needs the top, otherwise it just does that.
I think it needs the round belt top.
Yeah, it just does a little bit of something extra.
And it doesn't even need to be that long, just
Yeah.
even halfway.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we could even just keep these here, get another screw in there, and then just put pillow blocks on that?
Yeah, I think we sure could. Absolutely.
I wonder if you run the round belt on the Rex.
I was kind of thinking that too a little bit. Just run it right in there.
But I guess we would need the diameter of the pulley to be pretty close to the gecko wheel.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
All right.
How much time we got?
The
An hour
faster
and
the
10
intake,
minutes.
the motor, the better. That is no exceptions. Nah, that is false.
About an hour and 10 minutes.
We have an hour and 10 minutes left.
We have an hour and 10 minutes till we probably should stop building.
Okay. Well, we could probably get that done in that time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
But
go.
is that going to solve our issue?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe.
I think I'm gonna take a break and get some food quick.
Alright, I got some round pulleys. Round belt
Okay.
pulleys.
We'll need some 8-rex hubs.
Pillow
Put
blocks.
those pulleys on some 8-rex hubs.
Yeah.
We'll need 4 pulleys.
Yep.
And then we'll need some of these gentlemen to go get us some more round belts as well.
That should work. I had a bunch of 8-rex hubs over here, but
I think I put them all away.
yeah.
We also need to pick grab all those belts there too.
Yep.
Round belts. And then Josh, if you wouldn't mind, we're gonna need some more belts here.
We also,
We're not sure what size yet, but
there should be one more round belt pulley.
we might need a round belt pulley too. Let
Yeah.
me see those belts.
32 mil.
So let's see. That's probably not long enough. It probably needs to be more like that, you think?
Yeah.
Josh, whatever this belt is, could you get us another one? Please, and a round belt pulley, the 32 mil diameter.
And then we'll want to throw another screw in those L beams as well.
Yes. I think that's a bad hub.
Add a servo to push the disc down, maybe, but we're also out of channels on our receiver, so that would be a little difficult. Yeah, if you didn't catch it, the plan is we're gonna, instead of just adding a static top shield, we're gonna put we're gonna run some round belt in there. So it'll hopefully continue to carry the disc up all the way until it falls down. And getting it at the right height down here though is going to be a challenge. You could probably even just bolt that to the hyper with a pattern spacer if you wanted.
Yeah, we could. Kind of already got this together.
Yeah.
I think in a refinement setting, that would be absolutely what you'd want to do.
But fast.
We're in the need for speed category.
Yeah. Get another hub.
Oh shoot, I gotta put the belts on there.
Oh yeah.
Glad I didn't clamp all that down. So now we wait.
Yep. Well, we can put the other screw
Yes,
in
we
there.
can.
One to one pulley.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect, thank you very much.
Yeah. There's another square nut for your side.
I might have stolen yours.
Oh, oops.
That's why I didn't have any.
All right, there we go. And the bearing's missing there.
Yeah, I gotta get that all put back together here.
Okay.
But it should be fine.
Stealth Biplane says the Element 6 receiver or the Element 6 control system is the best servo tester ever. If your team doesn't have one yet, get one. Yeah, agreed. It's really nice, and it's also like as a servo tester, kind of expensive as a servo tester. But yes, it's nice to have like all the channels. You can have up to like 4 servos you can put on whatever, and yeah, it's also a pretty darn cheap just RC transmitter and receiver. Like if you wanted to like build a little like, you know, sub 200 gram drone, like 3D print a little frame and do that, really good option to get into it, because most or a lot of like drone specific transmitters and receivers can be really, really expensive, and a lot of them won't have features that you really will need. Anyway.
One thing to note about it as a servo tester is that it outputs a narrower PWM range than the expansion hub, so you won't get as much travel out of your servos as you could with the expansion hub, or maybe a servo tester with a wider range. So that's kind of a downside, but it is great for that, yeah. You'll get pretty much
Maybe
about
need to
half
go
as much.
that way
Yeah.
instead. And then we'll just space off of, we'll get a different grid plate here. And space off.
Glitches asks if our limit
get
switches are
attention
FTC legal. Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, there's nothing that would make them not legal, so yeah.
This maybe?
Probably
taller?
Taller, yeah.
7 by 11?
Yeah, that'll probably work.
Okay. The more I look at how these angles and things are laid out, the more I think the shooter and intake could literally just, or at least top roller could just be one completely bolted together thing.
Absolutely.
You could run this half channel up the whole length and then have rec standoffs down or grid plates like there, and it'd be super nice. You could probably attach it all with like 2 pieces of go tube.
Yep.
You could probably pull the whole thing out with 8 bolts.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that would be fantastic. Okay, do we have another Rex shaft? That's way too long, but we can test with it.
Oh. It's like 180 mil. What do you want?
Like 100 probably.
Okay.
And then do we have any 8 mil shims, Josh? 8 mil ID shims, please. I don't care how thick. For now. Perfect. That's gonna be perfect. Okay, now I need to test the height.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah, that worked out really well. Other side on.
Alright. About an hour until we should stop building,
Okay,
right? You want to stop
think-
around 2?
we'll have this running here inside of 5 minutes.
Oh, I guess we have 2 hours then.
Oh,
Probably want
true.
to stop around 3.
Yeah, but we'll have time to
Wiring,
refine and
testing.
stuff.
Yeah. Probably have
It's
to have more
even
tweaks after
Still a
that.
little bit too long, but that's okay.
You say you're going to stop at 2, and then you actually stop at 2.
Yeah, we set the limit at 2,
Right.
and then we can go an hour past. But I'm done with lunch. If one of you guys wants to go get something to eat.
I can finish this up if you want to eat, Luke.
Where's our other pulley? Did we not have another 8?
This one?
Yeah,
It maybe not. Never got.
I
put
think
on.
that's a bad hub actually.
Yeah, let's
funky.
double check that hub. All right, I'll go eat then, and
All right.
I think it's the best lunch we've had this week. It's very good.
I was over there. It looks good.
Yeah.
This is the plan here. And do we have
Alright.
another shot? Yeah, here we go.
That wasn't actually as hard to.
No,
take as long as
I
I
mean,
thought.
this is not super sturdy.
We could always stiffen it with some linkages. Linkage
True,
bars.
yeah.
I know Mechanical Paradox did that, and I was like,
Oh, I really like that actually. The little linkage bars as
Mm-hmm.
structural things. Adjustable. Lots of benefits there.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Seems
Yes.
promising.
I guess we try it.
Yeah.
See what happens. I didn't clock these hubs correctly. I'm going to change that.
Really?
Yeah, well, I want them to.
Okay. That's funny.
That's closer.
Then I just have to wire it up. It looks really clean without all the wires and stuff on it.
Yeah.
Maybe some weekend I'll take it home and wire manage it all with snakeskin and stuff.
Oh, that would be cool.
I bought a bunch for my 3D printer, and it came in a 50-foot spool. I forgot my extra tubing. Hey,
Oh,
that's promising.
yo.
Oh,
I'm not going to shoot it at the wall. I like that. Hold on. Can we see on camera? Yeah, get that.
maybe we should flip it around. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Those roundabouts did the trick.
That's what I'm talking about.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
I don't know if I'd
Ooh.
go any faster on that motor though. You
No.
can hear it. All right. Do you want to get it wired up and get on the field?
Yeah. Here, you want to get a really nice close-up of the intake working though?
Yeah. Let me run the camera for that one
For clips,
for sure.
I'm going to shoot these. Yeah, that's one downside. There's really not a good way to get the rings out aside from shooting them. But that's okay, because it's
But
fun.
it's a pretty fast way to get them out.
True. All right. Is that a good angle for you?
I think that looks pretty good.
Okay. This is more about the transfer anyway than the actual intake.
Whoa.
Look at that.
That is solid.
That shows off that transfer really well. Yeah. All right, boys, time to start copying.
Yikes.
Whoa there.
That'd be a little
That is
early.
really nice, though.
Yeah.
I do want to brace this, though, a little
Mhm.
bit more.
Yeah, for sure. So, let me mount this electronics panel.
Yes.
You can probably just go get lunch, and then I'll
Okay.
work on wiring. There's not a whole lot you can do for 2 people to wire.
True.
Wiring by myself. I should make that a song, like write a song maybe. So we'll make this electronics panel kind of facing out, even though it's not as pretty. You won't be able to see a lot from that camera angle. But begun the Clone Wars have, that's accurate. Hopefully not though. I mean, I think there are definitely a lot of ways you could improve this. If you had more time to work and prototype and do more stuff like that. Maybe I can do screws without taking the whole wheel out. I need 8. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, okay, I've got to take that wheel off, or that motor out. That's not a big deal, though. No, this one. I already took the wheel off this side, so we'll pop this motor out quick to get that intake mounted. Let's see. I think I see a question in the chat. Kami Project, hey, how's it going? Glitches says, I'm using a battery as a robot stand. That's correct. Gymnast asks why you remove the wheels so often. It's generally to get to these screws to get the motors out. With the strafer kind of motor in tube design, it's really handy for running like this whole robot that wouldn't be possible without a strafer. Or would be much more difficult without a strafer, I'd say. You could definitely mount the motors up high or way back in the back of the robot. Or maybe tuck them in right under the intake, but it's a lot easier with a strafer because you just don't have to worry about them. But it does make adding things to those drive rails a lot more difficult. So we basically will just pop the wheel out so we get access to all this frame rail right above it so that we can add screws and whatever else we need to add whatever we need to the robot. How does right there look? This will definitely not be a very pretty electronics panel. But it works, and for today, that's all that matters to me. It's just gotta work and be able to, well, should be able to tie up these wires fairly well. I do also wish I had a little more support, but I probably should have relocated some of the panels on this electronics, or some of the electronics on this panel to be just a little bit nicer. But it's all right. That corner, since it's not under any load, that corner should be fine. But if we do end up cleaning this up, like to take to events or something like that, if those end up happening this year, we may switch that over and move some of these electronics around. All right, that's all in place. Let me put this robot back down on the ground. Let's see. Add a zip tie here. Hold this little bundle of wires in under the robot. Make sure they don't scrape against the ground and all that. Nice. All right, so now we've got kind of a bundle of wires and everything. That looks like it should be fine, not in the way of anything and all that, so I'll put it back up. Use my nifty little robot stand. Gymnast, do you think running a universal joint on a shooter would be balanced well / functioning to work for auto adjust of the wheel without moving the motor?
No. Not constant velocity.
So the thing about universal joints is that they aren't constant velocity. So as you rotate, I wish I had one around. Anyway, as you rotate the universal, the velocity will actually change throughout the rotation. So it looks like kind of a curve like this, where motor velocity will change throughout the rotation, depending on the angle. So, of course, 45 is going to have a lot more aggressive change in velocity throughout the rotation, which is probably not good for something as fast as a flywheel. Yeah, I suppose. Here's one. So as this starts to approach a bigger angle, it'll actually make the velocity not constant anymore. So that's not great. Glitches, you're putting the motors in the 2 center channel U channels. That totally works fine if you have room. Roundabout straight chassis when? Probably not anytime soon, unfortunately. Yes, so glitches is right on. They do use a lot of universal joints in cars and stuff like that, but generally they tend to be CV joints, which stands for constant velocity joints. You can create that, you can approximate it by putting 2 universal joints in your shaft. So you U-joint here and a U-joint here, and having them offset. That gets closer to constant velocity, but you're not ever going to hit constant velocity without a true CV joint, which are generally really hard to create. So I think that's why I would probably personally avoid it. But as long as you had 2, it probably would be okay. Not great, but probably fine. I know I should.
I was gonna say, if you're worried about like movement speed for your tilt, you just gotta make sure you put your motor as close to your pivot point as possible. Like,
Is your mic on?
no, it's not.
Oh, I think I know Jacob just mentioned, if you put your motor fairly close to your pivot, that should help out for sure. You may also be able to do something coaxially with the rotation. Why are you using round belts and not flat fan belts? That would work just fine too, I think. This is just what we carry right now. Can you show us your intake rollers underneath the robots? Yes. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to get this last screw in, and then we should be able to show that off. I might throw this wheel on too, while it's easy. All right. This robot got heavy all of a sudden. So it's a roller of disc wheels basically on a 6mm D shaft. So these gecko wheel rollers will spin inward while this spins upward, and the disc wheels hit it, or the rings will hit these disc wheels and pop up a little bit. It works really well. We're almost kind of surprised. We were thankful for the suggestion of the disc wheels. So basically it'll go like this. It'll hit those disc wheels and pop kind of up in between those rollers, and then ride on the round belts to get up to the destination. All right, back to wire management. Okay. All right, so those two are both plugged in and good to go. I'll put those aside. And now we've got 4 drive motors. So we color-coded these earlier. When I first built this chassis a long time ago, I color-coded them. So our red shrink tube with black shrink tube means right back. So I can follow that wire to here, which is here. So I'll plug this in. Then I know this guy is left back, so we'll plug that into the that connector right there. Cool. And then I've got, this is left front. And my last cable is right front. Okay. So we'll power all this up, make sure I have everything plugged in correctly. That actually fits up nice there. And hope nothing runs away. So that channel's backwards, so I'll flip that around. Backwards, forwards, and then turn right, turning left, strafing left, strafing right. Right, yep. All right. Normally I have glyphs. I think there's some under the tables here that I prop the robot on when you do software tests like that, but I didn't have any. Glitches says you like welcome for the idea. Pretty sure you had the disc wheel idea, so that was really nice. Robots JFTC asked if we were planning on releasing a bill of material for the robot. We don't. We really just wanted to do this because we know a lot of teams will be designing robots without access to as many parts as they're used to. And we really have the ability to really rapidly test different parts and see how objects interact with different game elements. So that's a big reason we did this robot in 3 days, and just to see what teams, show teams the game and how it can be played. So it's really all about concepts as far as we go. We just want to show teams how you can do stuff and how we would do stuff if you gave us 14 hours, 3 people, and a lot of robot parts. But our way really is probably not going to be the best way for almost every real competition environment. A lot of things that we do, we would do differently if we were competing on an FTC team with real environments and stuff like that. So that's definitely something to keep in mind as you watch us create robots like this, is that they're really not designed for to be the most competitive, or the way we would do it if we were going to go to a competition where things just break a lot more.
Justin, I see that indexing has improved. Yes, it like works now actually. Almost every time too. Crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
It's
This is
so
definitely
much
not going to
better.
be very pretty from the wire management standpoint, but I just want to get it running so we can test stuff and
Do you
see.
want me to do wires? Will you brace the round belts? I like wiring.
Oh, man. Sure,
Okay.
works for me.
I don't know where all the linkage stuff is, so.
I think we have some extra sets from yesterday, so we'll see what happened to those.
Okay.
Oh, they're right here.
Wiring time.
Wiring time. All right. Yeah, indexing is definitely improved, and just controlling objects in your robot is like one of the most important things about FTC intakes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it might be the most important thing.
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
Ooh, one thing that I have really liked recently is these Wear Hex Plus keys. They're super nice. Small suggestion there. Nice hex keys can really make a difference in your builds, especially on those like smaller 2.5 mil drivers.
Mm-hmm.
We even saw today, like had that button head one that really was not in great condition anymore. I'll probably go tomorrow, cut the button head off that, and then we have not a button head, ball end off of that, and then we have a fairly solid hex driver that's just flat end.
It's probably really hard to see what I'm doing. The wiring on the camera here, but hopefully I should have a pretty neat finished product to show.
Gymnast 544, I use a Dremel for cutting the end off a hex key, just because what we have, a Dremel with a cutoff wheel. They're pretty darn hard, just from a material standpoint. So that's what I tend to go with. I also have used a Dremel a lot, so it's something I'm pretty comfortable with at this point. How well would a super speed servo work to power the intake? I would say probably not.
Yeah, it does require quite a bit of torque.
You can hear those motors really push to get that that element through this. We do have a lot of squish in this system, so it's possible you'd be able to tune it to not require quite as much squish. But I would say it's probably a motor intake game for most teams, at least.
Yeah, agree.
Oh, are you bracing that right there?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice. That gives it some attitude.
I like it. I think it looks a lot better. One nice thing about these linkages is that they're really adjustable, and you can adjust them in a really fine. So each full rotation of this will give you 0.7 mil of travel. So you even can work on half rotations and have 0.35 mil per rotation, and have just a really nicely braced system, or have a linkage like they're used for that's tuned in really, really well. That's pretty close. I think I'm gonna do one more rotation there. That's nice. That feels like it has a good amount of tension. They're also nice because they don't have to be straight really with the thing, because you have a ball end on either side. The bar doesn't have to pull directly back. So that's really nice.
All right.
Oh, it looks like it might be a little tight.
Here's our wiring setup for today.
Oh, that's way better than I would have done.
It's all about just finding where the cables can go.
Yeah.
I might actually throw another one down there just to get that wire a little bit further from the ground. For peace of mind.
I think so too.
In a second we can turn it around and show what the wiring looks like now.
Yeah, that's nice. I don't know if this will help a whole lot structurally, but it definitely looks nice.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a good practice.
Can also keep tension on your round belts that way in a kind of roundabout way. But
Yeah, it's not my favorite way, but you can do it.
what if you just put a 43 mil standoff in there? That would be cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. While I'm waiting for that, I'll assemble this other linkage size. Perfect. Oh, this is a spacer.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, and keep in mind, for the intake, the bottom and top rollers are separate motors. So, especially if you tried to run your entire intake off servos, that could really get to be a problem, because they do slow down a bit.
Somebody put a spacer in the standoff bin.
They do slow down quite a bit, even now with both motors on the intake, but I feel like if you just had a 19.2 and laid out your chain a little bit better, it'd be just fine. But servos, I'd be pretty hesitant for any intake, honestly.
I can see the bottom roller being a super speed servo.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
doubt that's under a whole lot of load.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm the hang up. I didn't expect to be done before the wiring. Yeah, it's only supported on kind of one
It'll be
corner,
fine.
but it's
Battery mount?
sure.
FTC approved?
Oh yeah, because you can fail inspections for not having a good battery mount, huh?
Yep.
That's probably a good thing.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm gonna use a dual block on the other side. Not for any particular reason, but should stay centered better.
Doesn't goBILDA sell Velcro battery mount? I don't know.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
That's cool.
Maybe we should go get one.
Yeah, that would be
Surgical
nice.
tubing intake looks pretty good. I mean, oh, from what Pink to the Future's showing off? I haven't seen any of their videos.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, I can see that being cool.
I feel like, yeah, but I also feel like roller is just like too good for keeping orientation.
Probably be a lot easier to knock over a rolling
Yeah, with surgical tubing.
disc with surgical tubing.
Yeah. No, Dan, there's not going to be an extra battery on this bot, unfortunately.
Oh, you're pretty easy.
Yeah?
Climb up, yeah.
That'd be the best way to do it. The easiest way to do it would just be to unplug our XT30 breakout board and plug one into each set of ESCs. Oops.
Excellent.
But
It's annoying me that one side is a single block now.
yeah, I can change it. Hold on, I'm gonna stick this in place and then I'll let you change it.
Okay, wait, you used this dual block?
I used two, I think.
Yes.
Two is the best one in my opinion.
Agree.
I think Josh is definitely on that camp.
What was that?
Two is the best dual block. Is that your opinion?
Oh, what is?
What?
The second dual block, the 12050102.
Oh, yeah, Type 2?
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
I mean,
I-
Type 3 has its use, but like,
Type 3 is okay.
Like we're talking about diabetes.
how would you rate your experience?
Doing a survey to find the best kind. That does give it some character. I like it.
Absolutely. Sweet.
Yeah.
Need to put about 8 more just for show.
Yeah, I don't think these are doing a whole lot, but
Yeah.
they look good.
They're doing something.
Yeah.
Even if that something is looking cool, that's a valuable
Intimidation.
advantage. Oh yeah, true. Limelight self-aiming turret when? Give us another 15 hours.
And a programmer, maybe? I don't know. Luke, you could probably learn FTC Java, right?
Yeah.
Well, I've never even seen the interface, so I'm sure we could figure it out, but
Cake versus pie?
not gonna be
Thoughts?
easy.
Oh, pie for sure.
Okay.
Heresy.
Josh does
is in
not
the cake
agree.
camp.
Huh.
Luke, what's your opinion?
I don't know.
Interesting. Oh, this.
I wasn't listening. What's the question?
Cake versus pie. Thoughts?
I'm not a huge fan of frosting, so I think I'm gonna have to go with pie.
That's where I'm at. It's too
That's a
sweet.
good
Like if it's
reason.
cake without frosting, cake.
Yeah.
But I think just stock,
Even eating them, I'm kind
either
of
way. Maybe, I don't know.
I
But
think if you went
I'm
with
gonna
like
go
a
pie.
nice, an angel food cake, I could be on camp. Cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't get behind putting fruit in my dessert.
That's
Nobody said fruitcake.
insane to
fair,
me.
but
We
like,
said fruitcake.
Pie.
like you can get like
Oh.
chocolate pies and
Yeah,
stuff
you can get like
that.
French silk
French
pies.
is fine, but the number of
pumpkin
pies that I'm
pies.
okay with versus the number of cake.
That that is fair.
That's
that is
that's
fair.
fair argument. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're ready to go to the field.
Okay.
do
Wait,
it.
do we want to show the wiring real fast?
I did a little bit. It's
Okay.
it's
It's
pretty good.
wiring, all right. That's
Yeah.
what it looks like to me.
Get that camera.
You know.
Ethan's gonna dive the
Excuse
bot
the
off the table, huh? Back when I mentored Vex IQ, I actually did do that. We knocked the whole robot off the table. It is in a million pieces. But it was a fun opportunity to rebuild. That's always what I talked about with those kids. I was just like, just rebuild. Not good enough? Rebuild. I also have driven a robot down the stairs before.
Follow up to cake versus pie. What about buttercream icing? I'm a big fan of that, so for that I'd have to say cake. But I have to agree with the frosting assessment that cheap frosting? Mm-mm.
Yeah, no.
Mm-mm. Exactly, yeah.
All right.
That is gaming.
Oh no, I'm controlling it. Oh no.
This is
Anyway.
a problem.
More left, maybe?
Looks like we might need to adjust our angle a little bit.
Yeah. But
Do you want to grab like some
Safety.
tape just to mark our lineup angle so we have a reference?
Tape. Do we have
You're a
tape?
little bit too far forward. Yeah. There we go.
That's what I'm
that's
talking
some
about.
scoring.
Wait, keep it
That's
there.
Great.
Oh. Yeah, you're not doing a very good human player.
Do we have like some thinner tape than this double-sided tape? Yeah, they always have done that.
Yeah.
All right, human player, will you reset my power shots? Thank you. Oops. All right, let's try that again. I can't reverse the intake right now. Oh.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's not bad.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh!
Man, three
That's
for
great.
3.
Any way the camera can be zoomed out a bit?
Let's see.
That would be nice.
I think that we are zoomed out all the way, so we'll just give it a good move.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. I suppose I'll say it in the driver's station. That's a more accurate representation. There we go. Oops.
Looks like our angle's a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see if we can hit some high shots? And
Sure.
where that is?
I think you just need to be a little bit further back.
Yeah,
is
like
all.
Okay.
right here?
Yeah,
Sure.
try that.
Yeah. No. Huh. Something's off.
Yeah. Well, that's on clamping mounts. We can get in there and rotate it just a bit.
Yeah, we could easily.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get you a
adjust it.
hex key.
I'm gonna put that there.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that, Bits Bytes Gaming. My bad. Many points for red? Yeah, we're secretly on the Red Alliance, right? Infinite Optimus Studios, maybe the flywheel needs to go faster. That might that makes sense.
Our battery also might be very low.
Yes.
All right.
The battery could be.
Yeah.
That's possible. I'll go see if our other battery is charged up. There's a hex key for you.
Thank you. I'm actually gonna tip it on its side.
You mean to hold it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, tighten it.
Yeah.
Doesn't need much at all.
We don't want the servo running into the ground.
I also don't want these belts too loose.
Yeah. Wait. The shield. There we go. There we go. Oh, we're on that servo now.
Are we?
Yeah.
We can flip it 180.
True.
I think.
Oh yeah. Oh, we definitely can. Why didn't we do that before?
All right.
Just because that one screw needs to be a button head to make that work.
Yeah.
That's a pretty quick. We can test with it like that though. It'll still drive around and
Yeah.
we'll get that adjusted here in a minute.
I got it.
Changing two variables. Oops.
Well, here. Change one. Yeah, it's so close.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that battery is pretty low.
Yeah, you can hear it for sure.
Oh yeah.
No, it's too
No, it's too high.
Velocity PID time.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, we've got some time. Well, it's not even
That's
two.
true. You want to hold it up? I'm going to tip it back to where it was.
So if we,
Or even just run using encoder, like,
well, yeah, I
I
mean,
think that's probably good. Right
that's
there.
what we'd be doing by programming a velocity PID.
yeah, basically. There. Yeah, this is a fully charged one, so this is an accurate representation.
Yeah.
So a little high.
We're a
If we
little
go
far away
closer.
too.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It actually does pretty good when you
Yeah.
catch them on the edge. Sweet.
That's not bad.
Wow.
All right, guys, we made a robot.
We're done early. All right, sweet.
It looks pretty good too.
Yeah. I feel like
Ooh, don't want to run that into my knee.
That would have not felt good.
Oh.
I definitely feel like if we were running this in a competition, we would want to get the motor a little bit faster with more inertia and overshoot. Because right now we're, yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely some tuning in there that could be beneficial for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But
Like, oh man.
yeah. Also making so rings won't get stuck in the drivetrain.
Yeah. And that.
I'm gonna use some shoot for the power shots a little bit too. I definitely would need more driver practice to get this.
Yeah.
Aiming for the power shots is not easy.
Yeah.
It's just gonna take a little bit of practice, I think.
Yeah. Oops.
Double fire.
All right, that's better. Oh, I don't have any more.
Yeah.
Woo! It's not easy, but if you got some practice down.
Also, everyone keep in mind that Ethan is driving with forward, backward, and turning on right stick and strafing on left. So it's a little weird.
I'm kind of used to it though.
Yeah.
I'll just shoot for the goal a little more.
Have to go back further.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to have tape where we could hit it from, you know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's
So
a
that
little
way-
counterintuitive to go forward to shoot higher.
Yeah. Maybe closer, yeah. I mean, mid goal is what, still 4 points?
Yeah.
So it's not
I
bad.
did it again.
Try going right up to like the line there. No.
Okay.
There we go.
I cannot. Oh yeah. I bet you probably could.
Just set it up in software. If the wheel's not spinning, it won't let the servo move.
Yeah, that's the right way of doing it.
Okay, let's see here. I've not driven a robot in a long time. All right. I don't know.
I feel like velocity PID would help a lot with that consistency.
Yeah, if we can get it to shoot it at a consistent point,
Yeah,
that's probably pretty good. Oh,
definitely. Even if that's just shooting into mid blue goal.
yeah.
You could probably even grab 4 rings.
Honestly. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
That one's stuck in there. You're gonna have to reverse the intake if you can.
Yeah, that's not optimal, but I guess you can technically hold 5. All right, so do you want to tune some velocity PID and then get to running? I'll let you drive.
All right. Oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
Constantly on. Nice.
We do velocity PID on the roboclaws, not on the transmitter. Justin says try for full field shots.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's definitely a concern. You can just kind of drive on rings and get stuck.
Screwed up.
Yeah. Ooh. You want to start this battery charging too?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. All right, full field is then just like here? Probably. That's scary being that close to it. You can almost hit the low goal from full field. I don't know why you would want to, but oh, I want to try something actually.
Try to get them on here.
I was just gonna,
Just go real close. Yeah.
yeah, and just like,
Don't you have to be in the shooting zone though? Oh yeah, you can drop them in the bottom.
yeah.
Denied.
No.
I don't know if fast through is honestly the wave.
Strafing on that stick is weird. Not the most accurate thing with that velocity PID, but
Yeah.
it's like, I'm really happy with how the transfer works.
Yeah, the transfer is pretty good. Definitely needs some refinement, but
Yeah, definitely needs some refinement. It's just stuck
Come
under
here.
there.
poor little robot.
Yeah, definitely a very low belly pan would probably be good this year.
The last one's always harder.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's something to do with the servo loading mechanism.
I
Well-
think it's because the friction between the top two rings pressing down on it
Uh-huh.
keeps it from
Definitely.
accelerating. So the last one has nothing on it, is a little faster.
Yeah.
Is our intake broke?
No, it's just the standoffs with the idlers are loose.
Ah. Do you want to see how far it'll really shoot?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. Yes.
Don't you need an XT? Oh yeah, you're gonna have to plug that right into that breakout.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is a 4S
That might,
LiPo?
it's gonna hit right here, I bet you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Darn.
We can go like a little bit less speed.
Yeah, it'll still be able to like get more torque, I guess.
Yeah. All right.
I should have got the one with the case.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just driving around on 4S is just different. It hits different.
It hits different for sure.
Oh.
All right.
You're good. There you go.
Okay.
That's pretty
Oh,
great.
that's stupid.
Next is 6S, right?
Yeah. Can we do full field shots actually?
I bet we probably can.
How lined up am I?
Again, this is way overvolted, so you look pretty good. Oh, you guys can't see it. Sorry, it's going over the goal.
Oh, there we go. You want to get a close-up of how much that gecko wheel expands?
Yeah.
If you can see it.
Yes.
Okay, ready? Yeah.
Mr. Cool, we are only powering one wheel. The other wheel is stationary.
Yep.
So we'll probably switch back to FTC motors now, but
FTC batteries.
or FTC batteries.
Oh, this is juicy though. Like, we go right up here. Ugh.
At some point, we really want to make a brushless, like 3 horsepower shooter, and just like launch these out of existence. Not sure if that's gonna happen, but
The lipo was so strong we broke the chain somehow.
did you actually break the link, or did it just pop off?
I didn't.
It's it's broken.
It
It's a
broke the
broken
link.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Wow.
All right. It looks like that standoff is pretty crooked, so.
Yeah,
That
that
may have
definitely
been part of it.
contributed.
But
When did that board stand off?
Who knows?
yikes!
The other one's okay.
All right, so
Well, looks like we got some tuning to do.
yeah. All right, so if you want to go for either seal chain or just replace that chain, I'll launch up my computer and we can do some velocity PID.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I might try and put a beam on the outside of those standoffs just to
Yeah.
get them a little bit more supported.
Oh. Did you turn off the transmitter?
Yes, I did.
Tip with RC stuff is to make sure to not turn off the transmitter before you unplug the robot,
Yep.
because
Whoops.
it'll do stuff. Okay, so if you do pull velocity. Oh man.
You need an encoder cable.
Yep. I'm trying to decide how cool it would be to try to capture my computer screen. I don't think we have time today, but if you guys want to, we can do a video or a live stream. We can go over that. So here I've just got an encoder cable, and I'll plug it into the RoboClaw. So, which channel is it plugged into?
I do not know.
It's controlled by channel 6. So if I trace channel 6's servo line, it's channel 2.
Yeah.
No, sorry, it's motor 2, I believe. Yeah. All right, so I got power and ground, which need to go to power and ground. And then I've got channel 1 and 2, which need to go there and there, I believe. Nope. All right, there we go.
How do you guys program the RoboClaw? You don't even know.
I do know. Ion Motion Studio. We could give the capture card a try. It's midstream, and I don't really want to introduce a whole new thing we've never used. So, some other time we'll be able to capture my computer screen and show all the steps you need to do. But right now, I'll just do it on my end and kind of walk you through it. You do need to have everything powered on and all that stuff. That's what second Ethan is here for. Oh yeah, there was some Ethan lore that people were talking about. How I think that to summon an Ethan, you need to say 20 full 12-digit part numbers of different series of parts in a row.
Yes.
Yes.
It seems accurate.
I can do it. It's hard, but it's possible. Okay, so basically there's a velocity settings tab in this. I guess we can do this the old-fashioned way and point a camera at the computer screen, but yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Where do you want this? You want to just do it on the end here?
Yeah, I'll go to the other side of the table there.
You want this camera on it?
Yes. Flip over. Unfortunately, I think I'll have to stand in front of the main camera, so that's a little awkward, but and we probably have to wait until Jacob is done with his project.
Yeah.
Then we will be able to really. But basically, we've got their programming interface. You can connect your RoboClaw and change a bunch of settings about it, which is pretty fun. We did fix the logo. Yeah, if each SKU has a different 4 numbers, because otherwise you could do like button head screw and then socket head screw and then low head screw. It's just too easy.
How about you just name every series?
Oh, you like goBILDA? Name every series.
Name every series.
Name every
That's
part.
a pretty good one. That's pretty hard. I don't think I could do that. I'd have a hard time. I'd miss some funky thing in there.
Probably.
Maybe I can.
Yeah, I can get you a little closer here.
All right, so we connected it. We can just go through. Basically, you have a ton of different things that we can play with. So we'll enable encoder in RC mode. Do you think we can run the flywheel? Are you okay if we run the flywheel?
Yeah. I mean, let me get the discs out of there.
Oh.
But then yes. Because it will just launch these into the table.
Yep, so we can actually see motor 2 encoder is here. We saw that the encoder moved as he was moving that, so
We might have to set it on the field and test different RPMs.
yeah. So this is forward and counting backward, which
Oh,
means
that's
I need
cool
to
to
go
see from the
through.
bottom. Also, this hyper hub's very loose.
Oh yeah, it is. So we need to reverse motor 2 relative direction. Stop all, make sure that's not getting any power while he works on the robot with it on.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Your screen's really dirty, Ethan.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty gross.
Sorry.
It's not embarrassing.
Can you see it still?
Yeah-ish. No, now your sliders are wide. Right there. That's probably fine.
Okay. All right, are you good for firing the intake again?
The intake won't do
Oh,
anything.
excuse me, the shooter.
Yeah.
Okay. So now as we increase power, we're counting up on our encoders. So that's pretty solid. Now we're gonna stop it. We're gonna go to velocity settings, and let's look at this. So I'm gonna send the flywheel up to full speed.
That's scary.
So about 2270 max speed. So we'll type in our 2270 there. And then we're pretty much just gonna hit tune.
Ow.
And it does its own thing and just runs the motor. Or not? All right. So, sometimes it does that. I'll give it a good restart. Can you try to reset that USB connector? I bet that probably got bumped.
Yeah.
They're pretty funky.
There.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So I tried to continue the process. There we go. Okay. Let's try that one more time. I'm going to put it back to 2270. Oh, I bet I... Interesting.
No.
How's that going?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the part of the stream where we fumble around with stuff for like 2 hours.
Although in a season, this would be like 6 weeks of just trying to get this all refined.
Yeah. I think I'm going to stop trying to use auto-tune.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be my best bet. So I'm just going to end this with the task manager.
Don't you just love Windows?
I do.
Big fan.
You can't compare Windows to iOS. That's not fair. Just sure.
I mean, Windows Phone exists.
I guess so.
I mean, I just hate anything Apple pretty much, so
Ah.
I admittedly have a pretty strong bias.
I'm definitely in the minority here as an iPhone user.
The hammer today is a screwdriver handle.
Yikes. Okay, so this is still grayed out for some reason. I really have no idea why. I'm just going to set this at 0 because, yeah. Maybe it'll let me run the motor. Yes. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to go back over to the velocity. I'm going to hit 2270 because that's what I used last time. And I'm going to give it 21 and 1, you know? All right, let's look at motor 2 speed, motor 2 current, motor 2 speed error. Let's scale it to current. Let's go to 40, I don't know.
Whoops.
Well, doesn't sound great. I'm at 50p, 0i, and 2d right now. I don't really have a great way to do this. I kind of was relying on auto tuner because I've not tuned a velocity P. The real simpleton, we are actually running on 2 different computers right now. Since it's not streaming off my computer, we do need a capture card. We have one set up. We have one that we got in yesterday. We've just not set it up yet. I think we're going to wait to do any more testing until Jacob is done with his chain, which I think should be pretty soon here.
Yeah, I just have to get it connected. Just the hard part.
So what are we going to do about 3 o'clock? We're going to start talking about it.
Mm-hmm. We got some more time to refine stuff. Maybe. Yeah.
I'm gonna flip. Oh man. Yeah, this is gonna be tough to get this on now. It was tough when the intake was off of the bot. Now it's on, my fat fingers can't reach anywhere.
So I feel like if it was a competition robot and I was going to go build one, side skirts are probably going to be like my number one thing. Huh? Huh?
Yeah, dude.
Something to stop the rings from getting up in their drive wheels and all of that would probably help a lot.
Yeah, hard agree on that one.
What else could you add? Probably some more shielding around the intake to make sure it doesn't suck up stuff the wrong way. But I don't know, this feels pretty similar to like recharge screen, relic recovery, first lead meet robot, you know? Like it technically works.
Yeah.
This is probably better, I might say.
Similar vibe. Yeah. I mean, it's not amazing just because of the shooter inconsistency. I feel like there's a lot to go with that, but
yeah,
for 14 hours worth of work,
it's not bad.
it works amazingly well. I think for pretty much all of our first robot in 3 days, right?
Yeah, I've not done. Oh no, that's not true. I have done a robot in 3 days.
Oh yeah, you have.
It was a robot in 1 weekend a couple of years back.
Yeah.
You can unplug that USB cable too, and unplug the robot if you want.
All right. How do you propose we?
I normally I would slide that bottom sprocket off,
Yeah.
close the chain, and then slide it on the sprocket, and then slide the sprocket back on.
Yeah.
That's what I normally do for plastic chain. Metal chain is honestly easier to put on with everything on.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you can get it. I normally try to take it all the way off.
Yeah. I think I can get it all the way off. Well.
Psych.
Guess not. Yeah, that is unfortunate.
You may be able to assemble it over the 8-Rex and then slide it over onto the sprocket.
Yeah.
I don't know. Worth a shot.
Well, it's easy to assemble.
Plastic chain is kind of that great, but not amazing yet, you know?
Yeah.
Still can be kind of a pain to work with.
I think I can get it. Do the old bike
Yeah.
chain trick.
no spring tensioner definitely hurts there.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you take the top one off? I bet you can't take the top one all the way off.
No.
Oh,
Well, it can come all the way off. It's just a long shaft on that side.
sure.
So close. Don't do this. It's sometimes works, but it just sucks most of the time. There we go.
There. Only bent the shaft a little bit.
Well, it's kind of impressive that the 8 Rex bent first.
Yeah, true. All right, we should be back up and running
Cool.
with that. Yeah, cool.
All right. Now we can work on some tuning. Probably just start over and go 0, 0, 0 and stuff.
There. You're plugged back in. Oh, we got a 13th tool drop somewhere along the way.
All right, let's see. Oh. All right, so we are connected. I want to open iTunes. If you're really good at pausing, I guess you can look at my iTunes listen history. If you really want to know what. Okay, so I'm going to start at 2 and 0 and see how it runs. There is some error for sure. So let's try. QPPS. All right. Well,
I don't know what that means.
me neither.
Nice.
All right. I'm happy with that from a PID's perspective. It's definitely not scientific. I have a P of 1 and a D of 1, but it probably works. So let's go put it on the field and try to test for some RPM. That's probably fine.
Yeah.
Kind of disappointed that I have a wired mouse today, but that's all right. Yeah, for today at least, I think we're just going to focus on trying to get the total like max speed to the point where we can hit something consistently. Then we should be able to set it to max speed and change the angle. Since we're mostly hardware people, kind of, that's kind of a nice way for us to go. So I'm going to start out with just that. That PID seems fine. I guess it's just PD.
Can't
So-
really load them.
Hmm?
Can we get the RC?
Actually,
Can you use that at the same time, or? Ah,
they're on the same ESC.
yeah.
Stop all.
But we do need the servo.
Ah, yeah.
Can you just use the transmitter for that?
Yeah, we can try it. I think so.
Hold on. There we go.
How'd that look?
I mean, it didn't hit the high goal, but
That's fine. Let's try to shoot 3
yeah.
and see how consistently we hit.
All right.
That's a lot more consistent. I'm gonna just set it to max speed,
Yeah.
as fast as it will give us. That's probably not a good idea, but that's okay. Oh, wrong thing.
Okay.
Not bad. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it at max and oops. Okay. So we are tuning PID right now, yep. Let's run 3 more at this speed.
Okay.
This is about 90% of our free speed. So we'll set 90% of our free speed as our max speed. And then as long as we can hit stuff consistently at 90%, we should be okay to drop battery. Right now we're at 12 volts.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the low end of what we'll run a battery on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let me try to tune this a little better though.
Yeah.
That's good. There definitely is still some speed error, but so it's not perfect PID,
Yeah.
but it works. So now I'll just write settings. We should be able to disconnect it and try it on just the RC.
Sick. All right.
Sweet.
Servo works. The intake is not. though.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I turn that on. All right.
Everything but the
does the
intake
shooter
is
work?
working. No.
Okay. It's getting power. Those are both on the same ESC, so I wonder if there is a setting that got bumped in the mix.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, minor oscillations are really just not going to be a big deal here, I don't think. Oh, man.
I think maybe. How much time do we have left?
About half an hour.
Maybe we aim for mid goal from like anywhere in midfield, and then power shots, because we could do a lot of tuning and get in the high goal a lot of the times, but you know,
Yeah.
I feel like that would require like flipping the servo around and changing our angle on our shooter too, just to get that a little bit more consistent. Like sometimes we can hit top, but if we can hit that mid blue goal from anywhere in the middle of the field, I think we're golden.
We do have kind of an issue.
Yeah.
Not really, though. We just need to reverse the motor's polarity at the wire.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because you reversed it on the.
We reversed it in software, so I need to go back and unreverse it in software. I wonder where that is. So it goes motor 2. I think it's probably no. So it's here. Here it is.
I actually want to see. I'm pretty sure we're within 18 lengthwise, but I want to double check here. Pretty much, it looks like. Yeah, I mean it's close, but like.
Is there any way I can undo this?
What?
Okay. We might be stuck because I can't reverse this channel. And if I reverse the... Oh, no, I'm silly. I can't do this. I have to reverse the pins on the encoder.
Oh. Wait, really?
Yeah.
That is whack.
Yeah. Definitely not the easiest operation. Okay, so that should be good. I had to reverse the encoder direction because I want the motor to spin in the other direction given an increased PWM signal, but I can't change just one thing. So I change the polarity of the motor. I also have to change the way the controller is expecting it to run. So now it should, if I increase power,
Buy the Real Simpleton.
oh,
The Real Simpleton also earlier said, "Can someone be this tired and excited?"
yes.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
I mean, I get pretty excited about sleep.
True.
Okay. What? Is it the right direction?
Yeah. It was weird. Do you have trim whack for that for that input?
I don't have trim for that
Oh.
channel.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't know why that was happening.
Is the
but
intake working now? Yeah, okay.
what?
If you turn it faster, it goes, but if you turn it slow, it doesn't. Oh, that's weird.
What the heck? Okay, so I am going to restore this to the factory defaults. That's what I'm going to do. RC, enable RC encoder in motor 2. This is not very good TV, unfortunately, but I'm kind of just struggling with this software right now.
Bracelet.
Yes. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Alright, there is that. It's RC, enable RC, right device. There we go, okay, so. So I need a flip motor, reverse motor to relative direction. Now if I,
That's the wrong way.
okay, that's the correct way. So that's cool. We're gonna set pin to 0.5, 0, 1, 1100. Okay, now in the right settings, I'm going to disconnect the unit. I'm going to unplug it and turn it off. Turn this on the way I want it. And try it again. Cool, okay. Oops. All right, let's try to tune it for this square maybe.
Can you go diagonal into mid over there?
So shoot for the mid goal over there?
Yeah.
Sure.
A little bit closer maybe, but
Oh.
maybe you should go like.
Yeah.
Ah.
Bam.
Reversing the intake would be kind of huge.
Yeah.
That's nice though. Yeah, just cross field the mid goal.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
It's definitely not bad. Rings can get stuck in there, that's weird. Oh, that is a weird jam.
Oh. Okay, so I will make it so I can reverse the intake.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Oh yeah, reversing intake is huge.
The last one
Downside.
is always higher, so the intake is reversed now.
Okay. So I'm gonna get my computer off the field quick. But
I
it seems like we kind of, I think we improved consistency.
Definitely, yeah.
Now it's just kind of about how good can drive.
Yeah, the last shot is always higher, so maybe we can shoot 2 in the mid and then go for high. Or just never have only 1 load in the shooter, shoot 2 and then get 2 more or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's weird, but it's almost an inherent problem with this indexer, which is unfortunate, but
it is.
you know, what can you do? We only probably have like 15 minutes if we want to change anything. What was that, hitting mid from back there?
All right, what alliance should I be?
Blue.
Okay, so I will be blue alliance and just kind of try to score some points. I'm a really good red robot.
Killing it for red.
Yeah.
I'm red now.
Maybe we need to tune down the shooter a little. If we're only gonna go for mid, because I don't know. All the rings going off the field.
You might want to just pop them.
Yeah.
Huh.
We should leave a little bit of time to go through and make sure everything like is holding up too before.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe should we try some inertia on that flywheel? I mean, we've got time for that.
Yeah, just stack something on it.
Yeah.
I'm down. That's nice. Yeah. There we go. Uh-oh, you got one on your wires again.
Aw. All right, well,
I'm pretty happy with that.
yeah.
I mean, I think with some angle changes, we could probably be hitting high goal,
Oh, yeah.
but
It's absolutely capable of shooting high. It's really just like tune the angle, and I suppose we could do. Can we do that?
I mean, it's kind of working really well right now, though.
That's true. The flywheel right now is it's 32 to 34 reduction off of a bare motor. Very close to free speed.
1.06 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably hit high with just that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's almost a little off and on. The flywheel is a gecko wheel, yeah. Our driving would improve a lot with just two drivers.
Mm-hmm.
If I was not the person also doing the flywheel and the intake,
Yeah.
it could be so much easier. Or like just more practice with a one-person driver. No. They roll around a lot. Like, I could see a really fast robot. Like, this is 19.2. This is not a slow robot. I think you might need to be really fast this year to actually, like, catch stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so. Vroom.
Yeah, when there's just one disc in the indexer, it'll tend to shoot a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. We're hitting mid
Yeah.
really nicely. Like, can't complain.
Do you want to set up the goal? Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
Let's see how consistently I can hit those.
Oh,
Oh,
so close. Nice. Ah. Nice.
all right. Well, that was 6 in like 3 cycles,
Yeah.
ish. I'm gonna go get the other battery, put this one back on the charger, and then whatever else we want to do today. Maybe we want to run some matches. I don't know.
Yeah.
We've got about 15 minutes, so if we want to do hardware stuff or want to drive more, I'm good with whatever.
We can go through it, just make sure it's all in one piece still.
That sounds
Yeah.
good. Just double check everything, make sure it looks good, and then yeah. The intake, I think, especially if you made it so the intake was better at not getting stuff jammed. It would
Here.
help a lot.
I have an idea. What if we just put like 2 standoffs right here, and then, or at least make it so stuff wouldn't get in here. I mean, it'd make your range a little bit worse, but that way they'd hit
I mean,
this and roll in.
The rings can get below your main drivetrain,
Yeah.
so you have to be sticking well below that
Mm-hmm.
to have any significant effect.
Yeah. Maybe just like 3-hole beam. Throw that down there. That's a little low.
That's really low.
Yeah. That could help some.
What if, here, I've got an idea. What if we do it a little bit differently here?
Okay.
With some L beams. What if we did something like that?
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe a little lower, but something, that's going to keep it from, help center it.
you
as
could
well.
also just
The daisies.
do that and a grid plate,
If we can we need to get it lower though.
Yeah.
Because the top of the channel is right
Well,
at the
just
top of the
grab
ring.
like,
Yeah.
just do that maybe. Be easier to mount, but
I would prefer that way, but I'm cool with either.
what is even like, well, not there, okay, I guess. A little tough to get to. Well,
It's got to be on a grid plate. It's got to be way more down
well,
here.
what do you just
Oh,
put
I
the
see what
plate
you're saying.
here, but then
I see
that
what you're
is
saying.
pretty close to the chain, which sucks, but should be okay. Probably even put this a little bit further back, like here and then grid plate it right there.
Mm-hmm.
That seems
I'm
decent.
cool with that. Yeah, let's do that. Give me that gusset. I'll put those gussets on. We have another one. Where are the gussets?
Yeah, right behind you. You have another grid plate or something?
If not, we can go grab one from downstairs. So
Yeah.
3x5. Yeah, we'll need. That's it. Yeah, we don't need a couple more.
Okay. Another 3x5 grid plate. Yeah, no, 3x7 actually. If we've got any. And I'll grab some button rods for that actually.
This is gonna be pretty tight in here where this with this motor mounted where it's at.
Yeah, it is.
Is that gonna be too tight, you think?
Yeah, it should be okay. I guess we'll see. I need a shorter screw for that one.
Thank you.
Mechanics here closer to the ground. We would have to change so much for that.
The entire intake would have to be reworked.
Yeah, the entire intake.
So
How fast is the flywheel motor? Yeah, it's again, assuming goBILDA specs for the bare motor, it is around 5,680 RPM on a 72 mil wheel. How easily does the intake collect the rings that are still rolling? It's fine. I mean, I feel like a little bit faster ratio would do a little bit better with doing that. Also, a faster drivetrain ratio to catch the rings better, because they can roll pretty fast.
can I see that plate? Oof. It's gonna be. I should have put that on there first.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm not sure which one you said, but those are some 3x7, 3x5, and 5x7.
Yeah.
We need 3x7.
Yep.
You got the. You didn't.
3x7.
3x7.
3x5.
Ethan. 3x7.
Oh, is it steel?
It is.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
You want to take these back?
I think we're pretty low up here.
I'll put them on the
I'll put things back in the warehouse. Come on now.
What wheels you use for the shooter? The powered wheel is a 72 millimeter Gecko wheel, and the stationary one is just a 72 mil Rhino. And that Rhino does not. It's basically a wall, but it worked, so we kept it. Gotta wait for Ethan.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's like gonna be the perfect height.
Sweet.
It could be a little lower, but it's gonna work.
Yeah.
So.
There you go.
Thank you.
Those are hyper looking here. So that motor does get kind of warm, but every good mechanism should.
Yeah,
What do you
I mean
think?
it's under a lot of load.
Yeah.
Should we get some water cooling and
Put a little water sleeve in there. Actually, you know, I bet if we put a heat sink on it, it would actually do something. Because that flywheel,
it would, yeah, you would get better performance for sure out of it.
that flywheel does generate a lot of, not generate, but it moves a lot. Am I muted again? Oh, yeah, my battery's dead. Whoops.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
One of these batteries is just like,
No,
it goes full until it dies.
Oh. I suppose still plug it in for a few minutes and hope we get it's not charged for
Yeah. Where's the charger?
it's over to the right of the thing.
Okay. I think that's going to make a world of difference.
Yeah, it looks like it. Can you check over one of the intake mounting bolts? Just like,
That's way loose.
one of the intake mounting bolts is like too long, I think, for the go rail, so it's getting a bit funky.
The intake bolts.
Yeah, that mounts it to the go rail.
Oh, okay.
I think one of those are
That one maybe?
Yeah, if you see this is what I'm concerned with.
Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah. Like this side's fine, but I think that has like an 8 mil to this, or yeah, it has 8 mil to this.
I think it's really fun. No, you really don't really do.
How on earth you get in there to change that?
Yeah, it's gonna be annoying.
hurricane didn't turn in there.
That was very heavy. Also, yes, I know my mic is still muted. It's dead, and I'm playing the battery.
No, that screw is definitely right.
Okay.
I just don't think the hurricane it wasn't turned or to engage it.
Okay.
How's that?
That's better.
Much better.
What's the biggest, heaviest thing we can put on that 1/2 flywheel?
It's that base plate that is over by the computer. By over there, I think. It's under, right next to the keyboard there, under the monitors. You said the biggest and heaviest thing we had.
That's true. I meant the biggest and heaviest thing that could fit on it.
Gives you an idea.
So I'm going to talk about the giveaways and all that stuff. Yeah. So start the giveaway. Just make sure you have
8 Rex pinions? Doesn't really add much there.
Yeah.
62 gears.
Yeah, gears wouldn't be a bad way to go.
These maybe?
It's going to depend on what the OD is,
Yeah, I mean these are
because you can't get more than 72.
These are 64 I, or yeah, pitch diameter.
Well, throw me some and I'll see if they'll fit.
I've got 4 of these. That should add something.
I think we look like we
Yeah,
got
those will
about
work.
an hour left in our live stream today. So we'll start our show and go over all the robot, talk about our design process, and talk about the robot in just a few minutes here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to stop the stream and then come right back with all of the kind of more in-depth show. We'll have some giveaways and we'll talk about the robot. So definitely make sure to get all your friends and come watch this and learn all of the stuff that we were able to learn in the last 14 hours of building this crazy robot.